Hey guys, how's it going? So, for this week's stream, I was thinking about just kind of returning to Slay the Spire. This is one of those games that I haven't been back to in quite some time. I mean, I know we did our Three Hopes playthrough, we did our Xenoblade 3 Chronicles playthrough that we still have to finish, actually. But I've been just itching to get back to this. Like I've been mentioning before, I've actually been playing a lot of, like, Arknights, in addition to other games like Genshin that I used to play a lot of. And it's really just got me wanting to get back to some roguelikes, so I don't even know if we'll get any wins. I distinctly remember when I used to record this game, it didn't go very well most of the time. Back when I was first starting, I actually remember my first stream, I was going to try Elden Ring, and that's like the one game that my PC just does not want to run OBS, my model, and everything at the same time, so a bit unfortunate. But I figured we'd start with the daily climb, and then I don't even remember. I mean, I hadn't even booted this game up in like 4 months. So we are at 3 on, let's see, 3, 4, 3, and 3. So we could do some Ascension runs. Maybe I might start at Ascension 0 after the daily, just kind of see where that takes us, so I can kind of get a bit of a good refresher. But if I also remember right, I think we beat the heart with every character except the Watcher. But yeah, we'll see what the daily is. See, so it's on the Watcher, start with a rare relic. Normal enemies draw relics, but we only have 2 card choices. This seems like a pretty decent challenge. I don't know how people get such high scores. I remember back when I did this, my scores were pretty low. But this shouldn't be too bad. One of those runs that will get a ton of relics, I believe. Are they called relics in this game? I can't remember. Let's see, at the end of turn 7. Okay, that's actually not bad on the Watcher, because the Watcher's good at stalling. Because this is the character that has the stances, right? Oh, it's been a long time. Yeah, okay, the double damage stand, that stuff. Okay. I remember this character being, like, super, super fun for the regular game, and then struggling against the heart. Because if you get stuck in Wrath stance at a really bad time, it's not always a great time. But I don't even remember, like, I know, like, we want a path towards... Well, do we want a path towards these if we get... I had to think about it. With this particular modifier, we might not even want to fight elite enemies. I'm just gonna pick a random path and go. I remember I used to scout out a lot of question marks, actually. But we'll see. So the enemy isn't attacking. That's our miracle. Okay. We'll see. Yeah, I remember really enjoying this game. It's one of those games that I personally struggled with because, like, I've been playing a lot of, in Arknights I've been playing IS2. And it's basically that game's equivalent of a roguelike. And could I kill this enemy? I'm trying to remember. But, like, what I've learned in that game, too, is you take, like, generally generic strategies and you play around them. But, you know, you can't always force a specific one. And, you know, so you kind of have to keep in the back of your mind what works for each character, or in that case, each squad and whatnot, but... Just interesting stuff, but I don't think that I can... I believe if I exit... Yeah, okay, so we'd have 5 energy if we exit into Wrath. So we'll go ahead and do this. 18 damage. I would have liked to stay in Wrath, but I don't think it's actually necessary. But yeah, there's a very high chance I just die in most of these runs. I think dailies are usually pretty simple, though. And this is one of the enemies that constantly gets more attack, but we should be able to finish it here. I do remember this is one of those games that's all about consistency, trying to minimize any damage you take. Hey, extra dexterity, that's extra block. But this is one of those games that is all about mitigating damage. Make sure you don't take any, even if the fight takes a little bit longer. At least if you want to be consistent. And what was it all? So question marks, I know random stuff can happen. Merchants are shops. Free, I want to say... I think they're... I can never remember. I think artifacts are the negate a status, and then relics were these in this game? I want to say collectibles because of IS2, but like I said, I've just been playing too much Arknights recently. At rest, I know you can heal or upgrade a card. I'm kind of thinking maybe the question mark path. I remember that being something I did a lot. And now that I think about it, I didn't get a card option there. That's interesting. With this character, I'm just always so tempted to go really heavily into Wrath stance, but I know you can't just stay there, you know? Like here, we're still going to take 2 damage, so that might not have even been the play. buff and block, so we can just go full attack. See, like, in the past, I remember I'd just be risky there. Like, I don't remember the patterns of these enemies, but if I knew, like, it was going to do this the next turn, I probably would have been extremely greedy and just ate the extra, like, 8 damage. And it would have put me in a really bad spot. Can I do 19 damage here? Yeah, I can. But I really like the Watcher. I just think it's hard to beat the... Yeah, I'm not getting options for cards. Interesting. But I remember it being really hard to be consistent against the Heart. Like, I remember looking up strategies, and I want to say there were ones to get, like, absurd amounts of block on this character. That's fine. But there's other strategies I remember for this game, like a lot of people were saying you actually don't want to overstuff your deck. Ooh, obtain a relic. I do remember this one as well. So I think we actually pass on this just because we don't have any innate sustain. Like, I know the, I think it's called the Defect can get the repair card. The Ironclad recovers a lot of health at the end of each turn, or each battle. Here I'm just going to go for the max HP though, because when you have a smaller deck size and you have that card cycling through, I remember it actually getting really brutal really fast. Question card. Okay, so that returns us back to the original 3 card rewards, if we ever get card rewards, because I'm actually wondering, does this reverse it so that the elites only give you cards? And in this case, too, I feel like we need to prioritize some shops. But I'm kind of scared to fight an elite because I haven't in a long time. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Being able to enter Wrath Stance means we might not have to use our Miracle. Alright, what do we got here? That's probably worth it this early on, I think. I know I just said we don't have any innate sustain, but... You know, I was hoping we'd upgrade our, I think it was called Tranquility card. But that's okay. Both attacking. So these enemies give themselves block when they do that. So we'll do this. Oh, I can just... Oh, no, I can't. Okay. For a second there, I thought I could get away with a really cheesy win. But we should be okay either way. First floor is not usually too bad. I remember my favorite character, I think, was actually the Silent, because you could do Poison build or Shiv build. But the issue the Silent has was if the third floor boss was the Timekeeper, it was actually usually pretty bad. Mob Bank's pretty good, too. In that case, we might shoot for, like, a second floor, maybe mid to end shop. Because we get gold every time we climb. But we lose it as soon as we spend money. First time you lose HP. Okay, that's not terrible. I am actually really concerned because usually... You know, the hope would be in this normal run that the normal enemies dropping relics will kind of make up for that, but us not having any extra cards kind of limits our options. Let's see, on death applies to vulnerable. That's probably fine. I don't remember if this is one of the slimes that splits. Can I? I can't one-shot this thing. Yeah, arguably maybe I shouldn't be... I mean, I've been wasting my miracle early on most fights. Which I actually think is fine. At least this early on. But arguably, maybe I shouldn't do this, because if memory serves, that makes you take, it's either 125% or 150. But we'll figure something out. It's 150% total, yeah. Well, 50% more. That's not so bad. This enemy also should split, I want to say. I also didn't check what our first 4 boss is, now that I think about it. Yeah, we can end the fight with that, though. When those slimes do split, I know it's like... It'll show a question mark above their head. I'm like, it's coming back to me slowly. I maybe should have done, like, a practice run or something before I started the stream, but... I don't know, I've been working all week, I just kind of want to jump into it. This enemy, if I'm... Like I said, I mean, I'm trying to remember all of the enemies you can actually get. I want to say... that you can get on the first floor for the elite here. You can get the ogre. I know there's the triple like machines. I'm trying to remember who the last one is, but this one I believe just gets stronger over time. I think most of the first 4 ones do. So like if we... I do remember this. I always struggled with this dilemma. Because every time we play a skill like a block, it gains 2 attack for the consecutive attacks. So for example, I gain 6 block here. but then the next turn and every consecutive turn, that's 2 more stacking attacks. So I always tried to end the fight as soon as I could. It's like here, as long as we get... Actually, I don't know if that was worth it. Yeah, actually, okay, he gained 4 damage that turn for us playing the Miracle and the Defend, and we gained 6 block. So it mitigates 2 damage as long as we can finish the fight next turn, which unless we get bad card RNG, we should be able to. Oh yeah, we're fine. Yeah, more damage than I would have liked, but it's fine. Adding cards to your deck. It does look like we only get the chance, and I completely forgot about our potions too. Interview Scry. Honestly, this is a little bit disappointing. I don't know if any of these are super helpful. So it's always good to be able to enter stances. I'm pretty sure if you upgrade this, it either increases the number of cards you draw or it lowers the cost. That's usually a safe bet. I just don't remember. 6 block. I actually think this is probably fine, but we'll see. Gain 25 health. I do know you full heal at the end of the floor. Let's check with boss. Okay, so this is the one I believe that you have to do a certain amount of damage. Otherwise, it hit you with a big attack if you can't take it out of that stance by doing enough damage in a couple turns. I'm going to be greedy and smith another card, though. So what does this do? 10 block? 10 block off 1 card is actually really nice. Okay, we're going to do that then. I was hoping it would also lower the cost on this. I seem to remember there being 1 cost, like, single use per battle cards as well, that when upgraded are free, and you can just freely get into a stance. I hate to waste the mob bank too, but I kind of want to just see what the shop has. If there's nothing good, we probably will just pass, but... Pressure points? Pressure points can be really fun if you can get, like, 3 or 4. Study can be good. The issue is, again, we lose the mob bank. I wanted to go to the next floor shop. A smoke bomb would be nice. We haven't been using our potions. I probably could have used that to save myself some damage. 1 vulnerable makes the enemies get that state, but it's only for 1 turn. I'm actually going to pass here. There's some decent stuff here, and we do need more cards, but I'm going to be really greedy here with the mob bank. Might be a mistake. Ooh, we got a question mark fight. But yeah, it could be a mistake, in all honesty. So, I just think I'm going to just enter Calm Stance here. We waste the block here, but I know we get that 2 energy, so it's almost like storing that energy in a sense. That's it, though. I really don't know what I'm doing in this game. I don't remember at all. I don't think... So we can do a total of 21 damage here, so we can finish off the slime. And, yeah, actually, we won't even take any damage. Sick. I mean, that's always the goal. I am going to save the potions at this point for the boss of the floor, I think. Especially the one we've got coming up. Sometimes it's just helpful to make sure you get that extra little bit of oomph to make sure you can take him out. That said, I just realized we can't take out the cultist. I should have used the... It's probably fine. Yeah, we'll take 3 damage. Yeah, I'm by no means good at this game. This is not one of the games that I did super well on. We can end the fight here. Kunai. Every time you play 3 attacks, you gain 1 dexterity. That's interesting. So if we attack 3 times in 1 turn, we get a little bit more block. That's not bad. Regen potion as well. I'm going to get rid of the Swift potion. We should be using these potions. I just never know when we're going to get them. Unless you're playing the Silent, who does have a card that gives you a potion once per battle, and it makes it really fun, actually. There's just no guarantee. And here, I kind of want to just upgrade our strikes, given the boss we're going into. But I know I don't play this game, like, super well, because I've looked up, like, what you're actually supposed to do, and I remember just always thinking, wow, that's not what I'm doing. But yeah, I don't know if we'll need the regen potion. I'm going to just do this. It's a little bit early on in the fight to be doing it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. I could enter Calm here, but I'm going to pass. I'd have to pop my Miracle. Would rather save that for potentially a little bit later on in the fight where we might not be able to get things done. That's not good. With vulnerable, I'm trying to think. With vulnerable, actually, we might be okay. I don't think vulnerable applies to armor damage. So that'd be 3. I think we're okay. Okay. We'll just pop evaluate. During this stage, though, it throws up thorns and armor, so we don't really want to be attacking unless we already have block. So it's mostly setting up. The issue is, like, I'd love to enter Wrath Stance here. This thing's gonna demolish me. Well, let me think. I'd take 18 damage plus 3. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna say so. Oh, it's only 1 damage. I was gonna say, yeah, we had 20 block. 9 goes to 18 Wrath Stance plus that. Our vulnerable does wear off here. Oh. Huh. Oh, and these are retain cards. I forgot about this. So we just keep these in our hand until we need extra cards. I actually want to see if we can't get that. Yeah, evaluate. There we go. And then, let's see. So 16 damage. So I can afford to just do... Oh, I don't have enough energy. Oops. Yeah, this is a little nostalgic, though. I remember really enjoying this game. Alright, if we pop Eruption, we have to finish this 40 damage right here. Which I think we can. Yeah, we should be able to. And we got an extra dexterity from Kunai. That's always nice. Grab an insight. I am a little bit nervous, though. The one way I feel like this character dies or gets chunked really hard is if you get stuck in Wrath Stance at a bad time. And I know that our... I was going to say, I know that our form change... Not that. Our vigilance is going to be near the bottom of the deck. So... I could try and get lucky. Grab that. Oh, that also works. I believe there's a version that also does something similar to Kunai if you play 3 skills. Or maybe it was also 3 attacks and it just gives you a strength. Either way, I'm just going to play it defensively. This is not one of the bosses. So as far as like it being dangerous letting this boss fight go on for a while, the primary issue is that as things go on, the number that you have to do... Oh, I completely forgot we had Stone Calendar. The number of damage you have to do to shift it into that weaker stance does go up. However, it's not usually a huge issue. We should be able to... Yeah, that's what I thought. So it should just be 1 or 2 more cycles here. I am a little bit worried, but we'll see. We always full heal to the next floor too, so I can just tank some damage here. If I need to. And again, I kind of want to just stay in Wrath Stance. I don't think Thorn damage is doubled. Let me check that. Yeah, it's not. That's good to know. So, we could probably just end the fight here. Yeah, that's going to hurt if that hits. 18 damage. That's unfortunate. I was going to try and just end the fight if I got 1 attacking card there, but... It's probably fine. I mean, I can even pop this just to make sure we are super safe, but... Usually I don't think I had an issue with dying on the first floor for this game. Unless I chose to, like, reset. Interesting. Judgment's kind of hilarious. So Alpha, if I remember correctly, this card, you play Alpha, it shuffles Beta. You can see what Beta is. Beta goes into Omega. Omega, I want to say, is 3 cost. And Omega, I want to say, does 50 damage to every enemy on the field. I'm just going to take Judgment here. But it's one of those, if you can cycle to it, which we don't have that many cards with these modifiers, still don't really want to do it. At least drop an additional Relic. I don't know if that just means that... Well, Elites were also dropping Relics. I feel like that's much less valuable here. No longer gain gold. That would nullify our Mob Bank. I'm thinking one of the energy ones here. Resting is our safety net. I mean, there's always a bonfire right before a boss in case you need to rest. We're going to go risky. I want to be really greedy with gold here. We've been saving up that mob bank for a while. I don't know how early we'll find a shop either. We could go to one right here. And there's one up here. I'm kind of tempted to go to one of these two. Because that'll mean we have just so much gold that we can pretty much buy out the shop and maybe even have some for the following one. So let's go like here and go up this middle path. This enemy? Okay. Does this work? Oh, sick. I was going to say, it had that 3 artifact, I believe it's called. So it negates some status effects. That enemy's still usually pretty easy to fight if you're playing like a poison silent build, though. You just have to burn through those. Oh, duplicate a card in your deck. This is really, really bad for bosses. But it's really, really funny for most other things, I think, for a while. That might not have been. Like, this enemy... Oh, this enemy has 97 health. But especially now that we can't rest, I do think the answer is, like, here we could go for an extra strike. Oh, wait, no, we have 4. I'm an idiot. Sorry. I keep forgetting. And say, I think the goal here is, though, to make sure that we're not taking any damage, even if it's only a little bit of chip. And Slay the Spire, I think, I mean, it's been out for a long time, but it is a good game about making sure that it's balanced so that you can't just stall out enemies. That's why there's things like the strength mechanic on enemies, but still. Works out pretty well. But the Double Judgment really could come back to bite me for bulkier enemies like this, because then it's just 2 dead cards, and we already were struggling for variety. But I think we'll probably be okay. Oh, yeah. Cards like this are actually a huge issue, getting dazed. Just because we're in a position where we don't have... Again, I keep mentioning it, I feel like, but in this particular daily run, we don't have that many cards in our deck. Which is dangerous. If you rest, you may... I can't rest anymore. That's unfortunate. Honestly, I should have taken the one that gives you an energy without getting gold, but I wanted to be greedy. What are you gonna do, you know? 23 damage, that's actually kind of scary. Malleable, okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. So it gets block every time it's attacked. We have just enough block here, though. We do want to eventually get some kind of sustain, though. I am really worried about that. So I could do 9 damage here. It gained 3 block. That would then do another 9. So if I enter Wrath Dance, I would not be able to push it into Judgment range. Still going to take 6 damage here, though, which is unfortunate. We actually might fail this daily run, though, because I'm being extremely greedy. In all honesty. Oh, this is the enemy. Okay, and it gains more as we go. Good to know. Got that. Interesting. I genuinely don't think that daily runs are usually meant to be that difficult. I think I'm just bad at the game, and I haven't played in a while. Oh boy, so... Rail. Again, I'm trying to think if I can... I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I can do it this turn. Perfect. Every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile. That is decently often. Gain 2 energy for that turn. And with our... I mean, we've been cycling the deck so fast. Oh. There we go. Sorry about that. I don't know why. My PC hates, like, Isaac and Slay the Spire. It runs like Genshin fine, other games that you wouldn't think. But I actually remember this being an issue when I was recording way back when, too. Couldn't tell you why. Oh, sorry. I was going to say, so with Evaluate... We're constantly getting these insights too, so having an excess of energy, even with our smaller deck size, shouldn't be a huge issue. One thing that I do wish this game had was some kind of like, some kind of like experience mechanic that really made you want to fight more enemies. Because aside from fighting like elites for extra, you know, at least in the base game for extra relics, you know, it's just not always the best. I feel. A lot of times it just doesn't feel the greatest to me to fight normal enemies unless I really want specific cards. And a lot of times, too, you're not getting the cards you want anyways. But... see, this is where not being able to rest bites me, because I could have fought 2 more elites, gotten 2 cards, and had a good chunk of health here for the boss. As things stand, I think I'm going to go here and fight an elite, grab a card, and maybe upgrade it at that bonfire. But not being able to rest is actually not been the best. And I can't even pop any of them into judgment range. I do have a regen potion, I suppose. Throw this at the one that's doing the most damage, I think. I don't remember which one's actually the priority to take out first here. So I was just going to hit the one with the most health. And you know what? Just to be safe. We haven't even used the miracle in the last few fights. So, better safe than sorry. Gives us an unplayable card. I was gonna say, the problem is we got our upgraded judgment at the time. We couldn't really use it. I could just do this. Trying to think of the way to do this. I don't think I played this the way I needed to. For some reason, I was thinking I could finagle that in a specific way so I could kill both of them. I couldn't. And I do take 2 chip damage here. And chip damage, I mean, it is the slow killer in this game. For sure. Tangled. Oh, we can't attack next turn. That's not good if we're stuck in Wrath stance. Although this counts as a skill. It's pretty funny. And we're able to get enough blocks, so overall not so bad. I was honestly a little bit nervous about this elite fight, but it's not proving to be a huge issue. We can play everything here now, I think about it. I keep forgetting I have 4 energy. Right, we'll just end the fight. Not so bad. Hopefully we can get some decent cards here, though. Reach curse in your deck. That's not helpful. We don't have any curses. Gain 2 Monster. I actually really like this card. So the Mantra just doesn't do anything. It's basically like a counter until you get to 10. But then you enter Divinity Stance. You basically get 3 energy and you do triple damage. And you don't have the drawback of taking extra damage. It's either that or it's Carve Reality. I really like Carve Reality. It gives you that smite that does extra damage. We are struggling for damage output right now. I'm going to do this. I do think this might be better in the long run. But I'm going to go ahead and do that just in case. And then we can actually smith our last... Oh, wait. For some reason, I thought we only had 1 card to upgrade since that Carve Reality was already upgraded. Let's see. I'm going to upgrade Vigilance. It's only 4 block, but heading into a boss fight, I don't actually think it's that impactful to go for the other one. War Paint. Upgrade to your... Okay, well... Either way, they were both getting upgraded. And see, now I'm also kind of dissuaded from doing this because we wouldn't be able to do anything at the bonfire because we can't rest because of this. And we can't smith because we don't have any cards that aren't upgraded because we're not getting many cards. But again, we'd get a card from this elite. Either way, though, we'll get to this shop. And that's where we're going to hope for some really good cards. When you look at how much money we did end up saving from the money pouch with, the maw bank, I would say it was overall pretty worth it. Now, in this encounter, I'm pretty sure we have to kill the cleric first. The cleric heals the knight guards. I'm going to just try and lower the cleric into judgment range and then do this. Though now that I think about it, the cleric might just heal. Wait a second. Okay, we're good. I know a lot of these enemies have very specific patterns that they follow. I just couldn't remember what it was. I remember there's some really interesting question marks you could get. One thing that I was actually kind of hoping to get is I know there's a way to get... Like, you lose half your max HP, but you transform all your strikes into cards that heal you, and they'd all be upgraded, I believe, because our strikes are upgraded. That could be pretty good. Either way, though, just end this here. I wonder if you can even play that card. I don't know if I ever tried it. That's nice. Every attack... It's not the most necessary thing, though, because every bonfire is a card upgrade right now, but that is still nice. Plated armor. Same mechanic as that enemy we found earlier. But the Molten Egg's really insanely good, I think. On a normal run. Free strength, that's good. We're finally getting some really good combat relics. And that's what I was worried about at the start of this run. Which is why I really wanted to hoard money, because it wasn't looking like... Hey, speak of the devil! So we only lose 26 max HP, but yeah. So we remove all our strikes, we get bites. They deal a little bit more damage, unless they're... Yeah, and they're upgraded. I don't know if they're upgraded because of Molten Egg or the strikes were already upgraded. I don't remember. But either way, they deal... I guess the strikes were doing 9 damage upgraded, but we heal 3 HP in exchange for a little bit of max HP. Honestly, pretty nice. That's that sustain we are missing out on. And that gives us sustain throughout a fight as well. Let's see. Maybe change stances, game floor block. I do like that. Power cards are really nice. Once you play them, they're no longer clogging up your deck in hand. Grab that. Our Mob Bank's now disabled. That's fine. Whenever you gain block this turn, apply 1 weak. That could be good. It's a defensive play. Not only are you gaining block that turn, but you're also stopping enemies from dealing as much damage. And grab this and this. The bomb, I can't say I think is worth it, especially for that much money. I mean, break an enemy's block. That's interesting. Negate the next 2 curses. I don't know if that's worth it. We do get extra strength if we get curses. Granted, some curses are extremely disruptive. A free 6 block sounds pretty good, especially with what we just got. I'm going to grab... That's probably a necessary stain, but we'll grab that. And we'll save the rest of money. We should have 1 more shop, at least on the final floor. We're fighting the champion. That's a little bit concerning. Because we do have all that sustain, but the champion's one of those enemies that might potentially just murder us immediately. We don't even have to worry about the Spirit Guardian, though, because we have... In fact, so we can scry, discard these immediately, and ensure that we're getting our judgments earlier, because our judgments, they'll actually just kill both of these enemies, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah, Wave of the Hand, we can chill that off real quick. We gain block, we apply weak. They do have these artifacts. This is what I was talking about. That applies to things like Poison for the Silent as well. But we'll see. I am hoping that I can just grab those judgments real quick. Fair enough, game. I mean, there's no reason to really... I guess we could scry 3. Like I said, we just need to get to our judgments for this fight. Pretty helpful, honestly. We didn't even get both of them. We can just end this here. That was kind of unlucky card, RNG. The last card was our other judgment. Happy Flower, every 3 turns. Okay. Energy gain's looking pretty good right now, honestly. Gain 3 Thorns. I don't know how helpful Thorns is. So this is Plated Armor. I'd like that. This is Regen, which is a failsafe as well. This gives us 5 strength for 1 turn. So if we do a big Wrath DPS phase against the boss, that's really helpful. I'm going to pass on Liquid Bronze. I really don't tend to use potions as often as I should, because so much of the time I just don't know if I'm going to get enough, you know? Let's see. So 6 block every time you change stances is nice. A free 9 block is also nice. Apply 2 weak. That doesn't strengthen the amount of weak, if that makes sense. It extends the number of turns they remain weakened. I'm going to grab this, though. Free block is nice. We'll probably upgrade most of these cards as well. It's not a huge concern. But that's what I'm going to go with. So the champion, if memory serves, like, buffs themselves after a certain amount of time. It's like a certain health threshold. I don't want to enter Wrath Stance this turn. So the problem is, I'm going to draw the top card no matter what with what I just played. But if I enter Wrath Stance, I'm going to take damage immediately. So I'm going to just pass on that. Throw up some block. Throw out some damage. And you know what? It's probably stupid, but I'm going to do this just to gain some extra dexterity early on. Because with all of our energy gain, we're likely to be able to play 3 single cost attacks. So we could build up a lot of dexterity throughout this fight. Judgments aren't going to be anything later on, but yeah. Scry 2, those are both fine. Evaluate's nice. Like I said, we're stacking up that dexterity. The champion is an enemy, though, that will eventually just overwhelm us. We do need to build up some momentum in this fight. This will be nice, though. He does shed debuffs, though, when he gets mad. Or it. I'm not sure what the champion is. But kind of a problem. I don't remember what debuff this is, actually, either. Might as well get that power down now. Okay, that's fine. Like I said, we're getting some good dexterity here. But this fight is usually not too dangerous at the beginning. It's just getting to the end. Closing out once the enemy is buffed. But honestly, with what we've got here, we can ensure that the champion stays weakened basically until the second phase. And honestly, I'm going to greed for some damage here. It's 1 damage we'll take. And all of our attacks are healing us right now. Oh, I forgot I had that. Was it this? Alright, now I think might be the time to go aggressive here. But you can see, especially if we're stuck in Wrath Stance at any point, one singular big hit could just kill us, especially when the enemy's buffed up. I really want to stay in Wrath Stance here, but I don't think it's safe to do so. And I'm saving these. I mean, I don't think we'll need... Plated armor isn't something I think is the most useful for this fight. Regen, I also don't know if that'll save us if we need it. I'm mostly saving up the Flex Potion for once we get to that point that we want to just whittle him down immediately in a Judgment range. So we'll see if we can get that done. I'm actually going to use this. Go for some bonus dexterity. And we're up to 6 dexterity. Like, we're getting... Even with us being frail and getting 25% less block, we're getting an additional 6 block every time we get anything. So, pretty helpful stuff. Oh, and there's our Stone Calendar. I don't think that's affected. If we were in, like, Wrath Stance, I don't think that would do 104 damage. And this is where he's getting mad. So it's actually kind of unfortunate that we drew a highly defensive hand. On the turn, he's not going to do anything, so we didn't have to block. That's okay, though. Yeah, here we go. Okay, but yeah, you can see right now, if we were in Wrath Stance, we would die. That would actually kill us. And I'm trying to think, so this would do 10. Doubled, that'd be another 36, so 46, 66. We wouldn't be able to get him in a Judgment range, and we'd be dead. So, perfect example. That's actually fine. Now to think about it, maybe with... I don't think the Flex Potion. I'm trying to think. That might have been a mistake. I've actually been curious. What does this do? Oh, that's funny. I didn't think it'd work. I was just curious if it'd do the animation. Yeah, we are in trouble. This won't kill us, at least. Alright. 6 damage is fine. I'm getting a little bit nervous. Like I said, some of these bosses, it only takes 1 or 2 bad turns to just die. But I think we're... Yeah, we should be fine. Perfect. Why did I not... I'm an idiot. It didn't matter, but I was going to say, why did I draw the second Judgment? Alright. Liquid Memories. Choose a card in your discard pile and put it in your hand. It's free. I'm going to pass on that. Like I said, I keep just holding on to these potions, not using them, but they really can save you at a bad spot. This is... If that applied to Judgment, it'd be the funniest thing. It can let you tear through some free fights. I have killed myself, though, doing this. And it is as stupid as it sounds. I'm actually going to grab this. That's the type of card that you don't grab. It was arguably not what you grabbed there, but it was upgraded because of our Molten Egg. And it's the type of card that you don't really want to use unless you have, you know, all these energy gain abilities, which is what I have. Okay. We're going to grab this. It's extra energy every turn on boss and elite combats alone. Still really helpful because unlike, for example, the coffee dripper, there's no strings attached. Okay, and it's the... Oh. So I believe this is an enemy that you have to beat like in 2 different phases from full health, and then there's 2 cultists that spawn with it. I might die to this boss. But we have 2 shops to go through on the left path here. See what we can do. Negative effect, 10 damage. Be risky. Is that a good idea? Probably not. The idea here was we have all this sustain from our bites. We do have a decent amount of max HP. I thought that event actually took out half of your max HP. But yeah, you can see like we're not really in any danger. We got almost all that health back, and we get 2 health at the start of the next fight. And this is another one I was talking about. So similar to the Kunai, now every time we play 3 attacks in a turn, which is pretty often, we're stacking 1 strength, 1 dexterity. That gives us scaling in longer fights, which is nice. Lose all gold, obtain a relic? No. No. We could buy multiple relics from a singular shop. Exhaust a card. Start elite combat. I don't know if that counts bosses. Another carve reality. That, and that. But we're getting to the point. I always had this issue, though. I remember people saying, like, don't go over, like, 20, 25 cards. I'm already sitting at 23. Imagine if we are getting card options on every single normal fight, and you have an idea of why I have an issue. Yeah, sure. We fight 2 of these things, but if we don't die, we get a relic. So, you know. Not too shabby. Go for the weaker one, though. I don't know if there's actually a huge difference between the 2. Alright. Gonna take some damage here. Maybe I should have used my play. I keep... Part of it is me forgetting, admittedly, but... Part of it is also me not thinking it's the best idea to do it at a given point in time, but... Part of it's absolutely me forgetting. Gonna do this. One's already dead. Go ahead and evaluate and do this. I am nervous for the last fight. I know I said that about the champion, and I guess it is the boss of the floor. I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't know if this goes through block first, actually. Let's do this. Oh, and you retain smite. I forgot about that, actually. I want to say there's a way to get, like, if you upgrade a power or something like that and you get a smite every turn, it actually... I want to say there's a version that gives you free smite. I could be wrong on that, though. I don't actually remember. Either way. That was not that dangerous of a fight. You can now gain strength. Oh, okay. That actually helps us a lot. Alright. Gain 3 block. If you're in Wrath, you gain 9. Start of your next turn, enter Wrath. The problem with cards like this is unless you've scryed, you don't know exactly what you'll get. So we could just draw a handful of blocks and have just be stuck in Wrath. I'm going to grab Crush Joints. Ooh, these things. Okay, so these things you have to kill evenly. Which isn't usually that bad. You know what? I keep putting this off. At this point, I probably should just save it for the boss, but I keep putting it off. Let's see. I don't really have any AoE, which is both a blessing and a curse because it means we don't have to worry about accidentally killing one of them too far ahead of the others, but it means it's also harder to just sweep all of them. And because they have to be killed evenly, it is a little bit difficult to safely not ever take damage from this fight. But, let's see, 20, 16, so doing 36, it's probably fine. Judgment. That's tough. That's really tough. So I could Judgment, like, say this one, but then it means we have to finish these two within, like, 2 turns. And I do know that there's another Judgment in the deck, so let's try this. This is really, really greedy. We'll give it a try, though. This could backfire really hard. Usually this fight is not actually a concern. I'm usually pretty glad to see this one. But... oh, it's only 1 turn. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Will this kill it? 8, 20... yeah, I should. That one will. Okay. If we hadn't drawn that card specifically, we might not have been able to end that fight there, but I'll take it. So I return gain 1 bond. Hey, that means every 10 turns we get that Divinity stance I was talking about. Would have paired really nicely if we had picked up one of those buffs, but I actually think we did go the right way and maybe not relying on that. As far as smithing here... I didn't know you could be the beta. We'd basically upgrade this, I believe, to 9 free block because it's a 0 cost. This is 6 block every time you change stances. I'm just gonna gain strength. It's just starting strength, extra damage. Why not? This is nice to get early on, but still not bad. Probably won't be able to buy anything useful here. I remember this. This is actually hilarious. This is another card if you get early. It's actually really high utility-wise. I would have liked Swift Strike. This is what I was talking about. Battle him. At the start of every turn, add a Smite to your hand, and then you, if you upgrade it, I believe it gives you Smite Plus. So, I'm a little bit disappointed I can't get that, but that's just how it is sometimes. Is there another shop that we're going to eventually? There is not, so we might as well just dump our money here on something. I'm going to grab... yeah, free block. Energy hasn't really been an issue this run, but still. So, we could go Bonfire. We'll get a chest no matter what. That's usually how the floor setup works. So Bonfire, 4 or 5 regular fights. That gives us 5 more relics. Or we could go Elite, Bonfire, 3 fights, or 2 fights and 2 question marks. I honestly like the idea of just stacking up a bunch of relics here. What I think I'm actually going to do... I'm debating. Because we could lift twice here. Yeah. It's risk versus reward. We could have gotten something really good from the Elite. But despite all the relics we have this run, I don't actually feel that strong. So, I'm going to do this. Whenever you're ready... Thanks, game. That's a bit unfortunate. Alright, powerful negative effect. I do not remember what this effect is. Like, in the slightest. I mean, I could... just... blitz this enemy, maybe. This is risky, but... I mean, it's almost a third of its health taken out. I could have played the... I've held on to some of these potions since, like, the beginning of the run, and I just always forget to use them. Only 5 damage, that's interesting. Let's play this. This. This it applies to vulnerable because of the way we did that. I'm willing to just take 10 damage this turn, honestly. I don't think that's that much of a concern. It's not something you want to make a habit of, but... we get 2 health at the beginning of every fight. We have all our bites, like... and if memory serves, this is an enemy that you don't want the fight to go long on. Yeah, it buffs itself. So, not a huge concern. I actually could do this, draw another bite as well. Yeah, we healed everything back up. This is why I really like the exchanging your strikes for bites, because it feels like a lot of times towards the end of a run, your strikes they become very... Yeah, see, I should have just used it. They become very underwhelming, and so I know some people just get rid of them. In my case, I kind of like just having the ability to heal off instead. I don't remember... Powerful negative effect, huh? Well, same thing as last time, I suppose. I don't think it ever hurts to just blitz an enemy if it's not going to attack you the first turn. Especially since we're stacking Kunai and Shuriken. Might as well play that. Alright, what's the effect it does? Constricted. Oh! That's a little bit horrifying. 10 damage at the end of every single turn. I mean, it would be if we weren't killing him this turn, but still. That is kind of scary. Start of your turn, lose 15 block rather than all your block. I don't think we'll be overstacking block, but that is potentially a really fun build. Blessing of the Forge can go. Just upgrades all the cards in your hand for the rest of combat. It can be fun, but most of our cards are upgraded anyways. It wouldn't have done much. Question mark. We could do one question mark. It's consistency versus what it... I don't remember what any of the events are in this game, really. That's pretty nice. I forgot about this. Play 10 cards, draw a card. Okay. So we could go for a guaranteed 2 relics, 2 fights. I think we could probably beat the boss if we don't get super unlucky. Let's go mystery. Okay. I mean, I only really want one. Bunch of free cards. Draw 2 cards. Put a card from your hand on the top of your draw pile. Okay. Enemy loses 9 strength this turn. That could be good. Exhaust, so it gets out of your deck. You can only use it once, but doesn't sound too bad. And we gotta fight anyway. That's fine. These enemies, if we get judged, yeah, I was gonna say, is just gonna... That's pretty funny. Of course, now that we have a 26 card deck, those cycle out much slower, but still, pretty funny. I was hoping for another one there. 17 damage. Could I? That does work. I was about to say, can I kill this one this turn? That worked out really well. Potions always appear... Oh, Kame, you're hurting me. That would have been so fun throughout the entire run. That's okay, though. I mean, we get no benefit out of it from here on out. So we could upgrade one of these cards, or we could just gain 1 strength. I think this is just more consistent. None of those cards really stood out to me as like, I need to upgrade that right now. Otherwise the run won't be possible. So let's see. Yeah, okay, so this is the enemy that... Okay, so we can't play her like 1 power. But if you play a power card against strength, that's really the only issue I feel like, for the most part, for the Ironclad. We do want to finish off these cultists, though, because they will give themselves that stacking strength buff. Then we deal with the boss. See how this goes. We didn't draw any attacking cards the first turn. Which isn't the best. Oh, I should do this. I forgot about that. That's just 2 permanent strength. I've got them both into... I should have played this immediately. Oh. Get another freeze there, sorry. I've got both of these enemies into smite range. It's just an issue of... I don't think this is actually a listing of what order the cards are in. Wait. Started... Yeah, okay. They're just sorted by rarity. So I could just play to kill one of them, I guess. And then... we'll see how that takes us. Because these enemies you just don't want to ignore for a long time. Obviously the boss is dangerous too. But we'll just refrain from playing like our one power card. It's the one from switching stances. We don't do that very often anyways. Into Mantra. We'll eventually get that. Let me see. Basically have to play that. Just trying to think what the most efficient way to do this would be. I want to save the vulnerability potion for the second phase of this. Regen potion as well, just save it for when we're actually in danger. Do this. And this. The other issue too that you don't want to split your focus with the boss is it heals 10 HP every turn anyways, so... You know. You can see it hasn't awakened yet. Basically when it goes down, it just takes some extra damage. And there's our judgments finally. They are going to be kind of dead cards, I think, for most of this, but... We'll see. Yeah, avoid playing that. I hate to use Dark Shackles this early. It feels like a bit of a waste. Just knowing how the upcoming fight will be. And again, I don't want to play that power card. I don't want to enter Wrath Stance. That would be kind of stupid. Right before a big hit. You can see, like, energy has not been a huge issue this turn. I quite like that. That's fine. I do think Ragnarok only counts as one attack for Kuna. I don't remember. I should have checked on that earlier. If it counted for 3, it'd actually be kind of busted. I could test it for science, or I could just be consistent. I'd love... You know what? The Miracle is also something I was hoping to save for second phase. I mean, if we're going to die, it's in second phase. But I want to be in that stance here, and it'd be quite a few turns before we could cycle back to that. So, should have played that first, actually. Don't want the power there. As you can see, we're chewing through the boss pretty heavily, and you gotta consider, we haven't played this vulnerable potion, we aren't in Wrath Stance, we are stacking up all this strength and dexterity. If we can get a good power turn, we could probably just nuke the boss in the second turn. We did just hit Divinity, and you can see that's pretty insane. Basically just ends the first phase right there. If I had timed it better, maybe I should have used this stuff. That's another thing I have to think about. Is if I'd used that right then, I mean, there's no point in attacking it now. If I'd used that and forced it so I had Divinity on the first turn of the second phase, it could have been insane. But as you can see, now it hurts a lot more. Like, a lot more. And part of the reason we had so much energy in Divinity was we got that 2 energy from exiting Calm as well as the entering Divinity stance block. Was pretty nice. All things said and done, though, we are in a bit of a sticky situation for sure. There's our stone calendar. I'm glad that applied to second phase. I could probably afford to just play the vulnerable potion. I would assume we could end this within 3 turns. Or if not, get it low enough that it's, you know, hurting. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'm gonna say the reason being, we won't die this turn. Oh, we actually won't even come close because that weak. But with the vulnerable, this fight ended up being a lot less. I was worried for nothing, probably, but that's even more vulnerable. Yeah, we could have been so much more greedy with this fight, I think. Either way, though, not a bad daily run. Most of the daily runs really aren't that bad, but I do remember, wow, runs do take a long time in this game. 740 damage. See, you saw at the beginning, I mean, you can see the highest score. 740 damage is not a crazy amount. I do love that it shows the tracking total for, like, everyone, though. That's insane. Such a cool detail. I've done a total of 20,000 damage. I don't think I've actually won that many times. I mean, that's a decent amount when you consider that if I'm only doing about 1,000 per hit, but still. I definitely don't have a high run win rate in this game, by the way. Like, it's not very good. Yeah, that was a fun daily climb. For sure. Let's do I wanted to do a standard Ascension 0 silent run. I remember this being one of my favorite characters. And then after that, we could try an Ascension level or two. But I really doubt we'd be successful, because I'm still just slowly remembering everything. Oh, I remember this. So we could gain early gold, and you can see those shops can be really powerful. Lose our starting relic. I don't like doing this because so many of the boss relics, like you saw, they can give you extra energy, but they can really hurt you. For example, I could get one that I just can't get gold for the entirety of the run, and then shops are a complete moot factor. So I'm actually not a huge fan of doing this option. This one I usually scout out if I can get a free elite fight. And what I mean by that is, like, for example, we're not going to go for the heart, but if none of these question marks are a fight, then that first elite fight's really free. So I'm going to do it. A lot of times that's not what actually happens, but it still gets you that early power. I always go for poison build usually on this particular character. You can do Shiv build, but again, like I mentioned earlier, the problem with Shiv build is if you have the time boss in the end, it's a huge issue. And I'm not really... I like distraction, actually. I wasn't super impressed with anything there. But if any of these are a fight immediately, we aren't getting this to help. I'm willing to lose some HP for my gold. And immediately we got a shop. Nice. Oh, the specimen. Both of these two would have been insane. They honestly would have been really good. So this one's the equivalent of that molten egg we had last run, but it does it for skills. This one is insanely good for poison build. Basically, you stack up poison, enemy takes that much poison every turn. We can grab a quick poison card. And I could honestly split my focus a little bit, go Infinite Blades. I know there's one card that allows you to add a poison every time you deal damage. Slice is also free DPS early. I'm going to grab all three. It's probably ill-advised. It's the same thing as I was talking about as well with overstocking your deck early. But worst comes to worst, we can maybe remove some cards later. And just make sure we're strong enough to deal with everything now. That's kind of the goal. Noxious Fumes is good. These are both really good powers. You can get some really good powers in some of these characters. So 2 poison to all enemies. Poison does go down by 1 every turn, but it's still, that's a net positive every turn. Or just free block. Powers, again, once you play them, they're on the field. They're there to stay. That's unlucky. So we don't get a free boss fight, unfortunately. Or elite fight. But still not bad. I'm going to grab another one. We've already got a good poison build. I probably shouldn't have gotten that shift power. It's still probably fine, though. That's one of those cards you just play it once and it's out of your hair. So these enemies, they have these artifacts. So we're going to do this. And this. This will take 1 damage. But now, every turn it applies 4 poison. That will be negated this first turn. The problem with these enemies, though, isn't that they can negate that poison first time. It's that they add all these daze cards, and eventually they just stuff your hand so full that you can't do anything. But here, we do want to mitigate damage for sure. They alternate between attacking as well. That's important to note. We could lower the damage off that, though. So we'll take 1 damage. Not a huge deal. I probably should have focused the one with the lowest attack. Actually, oh, why did I do that? I should have focused one of the ones that attacks at the same time, which is what I was starting to do. And then I just, even though I was focusing the one with 3 more health, and then I immediately did that because I'm dumb. I could use the colorless potion as well. Okay, so that completely blocks damage. Let's do that, though. But as you can see, poison can become very insane very fast. It's one of my favorite strats to use. It's so fun. It's a bit of a slow burn. It does have the big problem, though, with things like the champion entering second phase, that last boss we fought, the, like, cultist beast, or I can't remember what it's called. That sheds poison in the second phase. There are obviously issues with it, but still. I'm going to use the colorless potion in the hopes that it'll save me. Gain 30 block, but I can't gain block for the next 2 turns. The problem with that is that would save me 18 damage. Well, it'd save me 14 damage, right? 18... No, it'd be 13, sorry. Math. So it'd save me 13 damage this turn, but it potentially hurt me later on. I'm still going to do it. I I believe that dies in 2 turns. Do that. But now we can't gain block for the next 2 turns. So it could be bad. It could be bad. I really, really wish we could have gotten this to last, though, for this fight. It would have been super nice. Yeah, this thing will be dead before it attacks again. Dang it, I was hoping to be able to kill this thing. Alright, I did not play this correctly. We're going to take a lot of chip damage here. We might even have to rest on first floor, which is never a good thing. Take 9 damage here. We might not be able to stop this one, too, before it attacks next turn. These 2 are dead, though, which is nice. That's not good. That's actually really bad. You can see... Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. I thought we still had one more turn of not being able to get block. I must have... Did it count the turn we did that, I wonder? Either way, not as bad. I thought I was taking another 9 damage. So, not bad. But you can see how, like, poison can be a very slow burn. Because we fought the shining enemy, by the way, the one that was glowing on the map, we get this key. We're not fighting the heart, but it gives you an extra fight at the end of the run if you get all 3 pieces. That one you get from fighting a shining elite. If you don't do it on the first floor, there's a shining enemy every single floor. I always try to do it first floor if I'm going for the heart, though, because it's a little bit of an easier elite. I can't remember which one's which. You can get one by sacrificing a resting spot instead of smithing or resting or whatever you have. And then you can get one by giving up an item in a chest. But this is a perfect example. We're no longer really going for shiv build at all. At the start, I kind of did what I did because I was going to keep an open mind to either one. But now we know we're going poison build. Let's not invest in any more. Now then, we could upgrade Noxious Fumes or upgrade Deadly Poison. Would be my primary thoughts. The nice thing about Noxious Fumes, I mean, so Deadly Poison you can continually cycle. Once a Fumes is down as a power, though, it's good for the fight. So I'm going to go with the power. And you'll see here, attached to that, that's really good. It means we're going to get a ton of potions this run. I was actually really disappointed we got that at the very last bit of the last run. That's super helpful. I doubt we'll make any use of this shop, so we're going to go up this center path here probably. Left or right? Go left. Hey, that's nice. We didn't get the Toxic Egg. We got the Molten Egg. All of our attacks will be upgraded from here on out. I do think most of our poison abilities are powers or skills granted, but it's still not bad. I'm going to throw down our poison and throw up just enough block. Keep ourselves safe, because I prefer not to heal before the boss of this floor. Alright. Random skill. Free poison. Oh, it's not attacking this turn. Yeah, this is such a fun character, honestly. I just really enjoy the poison mechanic. Like here, we're entangled, we can't attack. We can still play our poisons. So it's not a huge issue. But it's already up to 13 damage. You can see how, like... I forgot once again to check. I really need to get in the habit of checking. It's like, perfect. So it's this enemy. That poison counts towards the ticking damage that that enemy isn't supposed to take. So you can just poison up and completely turtle up. And you don't take thorns damage from poison damage either. So, pretty helpful stuff. Okay. Free revive, that could be helpful. I do make dumb mistakes. But this is where I'm talking about prepared. You know what? I will take prepared. I was going to say, I don't want to keep overstuffing my deck, because I do want more poison cards, but I've fallen into that trap before. That's it. I went ahead and grabbed that, because that's just a cycle card, is not actually an issue. Let's start working on the one that's buffing itself. Let's see what it is. That's not helpful. I do believe that comes back through the deck, though. It just does actually cost next time. You can use that for, like, double poison or something. I guess I could play the Infinite Blades. Why not? Like I was saying, shiv build can be really fun. It's just that there's one of those bosses that... The time boss on the 3rd floor. It's after you take a certain number of actions and the counter stays between turns. it actually ends your turn, which is a problem. Like a really big problem. Because sometimes it just straight up means that you don't get to play. Like, you'll get stuck in a point where you just have a really awkward, like, timing, and you get to play, like, 1 or 2 cards. So when you're throwing out a billion zero-cost shivs, it's terrible, you know? So, it's one of those things that you kind of just pray that that's not the boss you get if you go shiv build. And if it is, you gotta try and make it work, but it's just usually not what I'm hoping for. Apply 99 vulnerable. I'm actually going to pass on this because we're going poison build. In fact, this is one of those builds that ideally I'd get rid of some of the strikes or turn them into the life gain cards. Nightmare. Choose next turn. Add 3 copies of that card into your hand. I don't know if that's going to be good just because it costs all of our energy unless we get an energy gain relics. And I believe those cards do so cost energy. So I'm actually going to pass. Like, this is free damage and whatnot. I'm going to pass. Might be dumb again, but I get nervous doing stuff like that. So let's go here. But here, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade our other noxious fumes. Like I was saying, I mean, once it's down for good. Obviously, the next priority will be our poison, but for now. This enemy tries to steal our money and then run away. I will say this enemy does a surprising amount of damage. It always catches me a bit off guard. For a thief that's just trying to steal from you and run away, it's pretty scary. 3 random draw piles. These are not the colorless cards I was hoping for. That cards from the draw pile into your hand. I believe they still cost energy is again the issue, so I'll just grab this. Okay. Not sure what I was really hoping to cycle to there, but I don't want to take any damage. Worst comes to worst, I use my fairy in a bottle for the first boss, which isn't a bad thing when we're getting potions every single fight. But I would rather this guy get away with some of my gold, honestly, than me take some chip damage here and potentially waste something like this before the first boss fight. Yeah, this character can also get a card that, like, exhausts itself, so it's usually a once per battle use, but it allows you to kind of... Wait, really? That's funny. But it allows you to really kind of cheese things. If you had, like, this plus that card, so you're getting 2 potions per battle, it's really funny, actually. Do I even have any cards that would be free to play? Neutralize and finesse, why not? Hey, I actually got it. That's crazy. Saved me 2 damage. Yeah, here it's going to try and block and run away. But the fight ends before it gets away. I believe it has to take an entire turn to block, so it'll die to poison. Yeah, we're good, okay. And we do get all this gold back. Let's see, I mean, the poison build, I think the one big downside is that it's not a big... Ooh, that's tough. Grab the upgraded poison stab, because of Molten Egg. It's not the fastest strategy by any means, but I feel like it's usually pretty consistent, as long as you can get a consistent way to apply it. So this is... This early on in the run, I'm going to take it. Ah, that's really tough. That's really tough. If I take 17 damage, it means I probably have to rest at the last bonfire, which I don't want to do. I don't really want the curse, though. That's really annoying. You know what, actually? I'm going to take it, and the reason I took that is because I have Survivor. It's not the most likely thing in the world. I mean, we have 21 cards. The chances of having both of those in our hand at the same time isn't the highest. But I went ahead and did it, actually, for that specific reason. Could pay off every now and then. Otherwise, that curse is just a dud one in your hand. And now we're getting extra gold from every enemy, meaning some of our shops could be really, really powerful later on. Like I was saying, this enemy's just really, really strong for... Oh, interesting. How much damage does shift do? Okay. This enemy is not that bad for this card, sorry. For this character. Because we can just load up poison. And then all we really have to worry about is when it's attacking in its defensive form, actually. Because here, like, that looks intimidating. It's not going to go off, you know? In fact, I'm just going to end the turn here. Yeah, the only point at which we could really take damage is here. What's interesting, too, is if we play Distilled Chaos, we should be playing at least one potion every fight. It's more than likely that we play our other poisons. I was waiting to see what we drew here to see. So yeah, we played both of our poisons there. We took some damage back from the Thorns. I didn't think about that. I could do Prepared, draw that, like... Yeah, okay, the Curse wasn't the worst thing in the world. It's annoying for sure, but... Now we're applying 6 poison every turn. That's stacking up. You know, not bad at all. I will say more likely than not, we're just going to defend now. Whenever possible. But we'll just have to see. This is the turn that is dangerous, so we need to do 18 damage here. Which we can do, perfect. I actually forgot we had the Ornamental Fan too. There's so many relics actually that give you just an incremental like buff or amount of like resources like block when you you know, do 3 attacks, which is nice. You know, you saw last run how the Kunai and the Shuriken really stacked up to give us a lot of strength, but just one of those little fun interactions. Again, I don't really want to attack at this point. Our poison's doing all of our work. So, do this. I'm trying to think of applying 1 week would actually be... It was, actually, I think. Wait, was it? No, I think we were taking 1 damage either way. Yeah, I think we were taking 1 damage either way. That's okay. But yeah, look at that. 39 damage. The boss is pretty much going to die. It should be worth it this time. Yeah. Yeah, the fight's over in like 2 turns, so we don't have to do anything. And just like that, the fight's over. Really safe way to play if you can get strong defenses. For sure. Is there Distilled Chaos? Right, what have we got? Wraith Form. So Wraith Form is fun. Situationally, it can also kill you in long fights. So what it does is when you play it, you get 2 intangibles. So for 2 turns, you only take 1 damage from every source. Which can obviously be a savior, but then every single turn, you lose 1 dexterity. Meaning you can get to the point where you're getting like no block at all. So I'm not actually going to go for that. It can be really clutch. I'm not willing to go for that. Unload. I mean, as much as it hurts to pass on gold cards, I actually am going to pass on all 3 of these. None of these sound good for my current build. I already have a good chunk of the poison cards I want. Like, not super into that. Huh. So we'll get energy no matter what. I guess we could skip. So we could obtain a curse every time we open a non-boss chest. That could be okay. We're guaranteed to have at least 2 more non-boss chests, including plus any question mark chests we get. But you can remove curses for like 75 gold at shops just by removing a card from your deck. No longer being able to rest at rest sites is an issue because unlike last run, I mean, last run we went ahead and did it, and you saw how much it could have backfired. I'm actually going to do this. So where this really can become a drawback is enemies start with 1 strength. If they do multi-hit attacks, that's where I think it becomes really dangerous, because then every single one of those multi-hits is buffed. We are fighting with Champion, which is also unfortunate. That could come back to bite me, but 1 energy in general is really, really powerful. I kind of want to go through this path here. Get a shot for a 260 gold and fight an elite. But this run has potential. I mean, we're on Ascension 0. It's not that hard. But I am somewhat worried about the fact that we did go ahead and play pretty risky. I'm not even going to worry about attacking this boss, actually. I'm just going to do this, too. This is what I was talking about last run, though. It has 3 artifacts. So we just wait for a poison because it only has actually 20 health. Oh, hey, we can carry block over. So it'll only take a few more turns. It was actually nice that we got in that quick little draw this, because that weak knocked off one of them. But now there's no more block on it. I mean, I guess we could. But as the silent, unless you're doing Shiv build, as poison build, you're just not likely to kill this boss through the block. Because it has this effect where block doesn't remove itself. So it does kind of just sit there and stack it up. I would say this is kind of bad. Oh, and we've got Frail. Huh. Well, that's not good. Yeah, that didn't feel so good. We do win the fight now, though. And this is why, though, I mean, you could argue we took a couple more damage there because of Philosopher's Stone. But if I wasn't able to rest, potentially that's 19 health I can't get back for the rest of the floor. It's tough because ordinarily, if I've offered both of these cards and they're both upgraded or both not, I take the Deadly Poison. Because our win con is poison stacking. But because of the Molten Egg, I'm going to do that. I don't know if that's to play. But ordinarily, that's what I would do. These guys are annoying. And immediately, it's backfired. Oh no. So this is what I was talking about, though. With enemies that multi-hit a bunch. Ordinarily, this would be 10 damage. It's gone up to 20. Because of what we have here. So we're in kind of a bad spot. I guess if I did... You know what? I did make a mistake here. These enemies, if you attack them 3 times in one turn, they don't attack that following turn. So I could have just attacked this one 3 times. So, a lot of times, though, I feel like in this game, there are very clear blunders that you personally make. And that's one of them. This enemy... Might sound counterintuitive, but we do that. Because now we can do that exactly to this enemy. And you can see it doesn't attack here. Now, the bird on the right is dead. To poison. Yeah, I've already taken way more chip damage on this floor than I would have liked. It's actually not been going so well. Okay. I don't know which one I want to focus down. Maybe this one. And we shouldn't take any damage, which is nice. I really am looking for some kind of sustain. If I could exchange all my strikes for bites, that'd be nice. But yeah, this bird's going to take this next turn to get back up into the sky, which is completely fine. Because it means it's not attacking me. I didn't play a potion this fight so far. The issue is I didn't really have a potion here that I felt like I needed to use. I guess duplication potion could be good. It could have given us an extra power on that. Both the birds are dead to poison. But I really like White Beast statue. Flex potion isn't helpful anyways. Let's see. Sucker Punch here is nice just because it lowers the damage you're going to take in return whilst dishing out a bit. I really like Outmaneuver. I mean, there's a fair number of turns you're just not going to use all your energy. So you invest 1 to get 3 the following turn. Duplicate a card in your deck. Okay. That's... I'm an idiot. So... It's a dumb excuse, but basically it's the same thing. Like I said, I've been playing a lot of Arknights, which is why I'm dragging with my mouse here, not my scroll wheel. I was going to duplicate one of these Noxious Fumes. That is really awkward. That's also not good. Alright, I was hoping to... Oh. There we go. I was hoping to Duplication Potion... Or Power Poison, actually, like I was saying last time. It's not going to happen. I do feel the need to just go ahead and pop it now. I actually think maybe Poison Stab. And we'll do it on the one with the most health, too. Try and see what we can do here. Actually invest that there. Yeah, not looking the best. I'm actually a little bit worried for this floor. I'm probably going to have to rest, especially if that elite chunks me out pretty good. Can I finish this off? No. Well, this one's dead in 2 turns to poison, so we don't have to do anything else to it. Now it's worrying about these two. But again, this ritual is a little bit dangerous. This is one of those enemies, that does punish our strategy of making things really slow. I will say, though, it was also really unfortunate that it took us, oh. That's just gonna, never mind. Never mind. The Corpse Explosion applies poison when the enemy dies. It does its max health to everything. Otherwise, we actually were potentially in a bit of trouble there. Gonna pass here. Alright, what have we got? Got some money to spend. 2 strength. Not actually that important. This is the Envenom card that I think I mentioned it at the very beginning of the run. If I was doing a Shiv build and I'd split it a bit, you could get a bunch of Shivs and then Envenom and just pop a bunch of poison. It's actually kind of a fun hybrid build between the two. Now, though, I don't actually think it's that important. We have basically all the poison I think we need. I'm going to remove our curse, because while we've been able to discard it pretty good, I would say at a good point, it just wasn't that helpful. This could have been good. We're actually only a little bit gold short. That would have allowed us to start with one of our power poisons every single fight. That's okay. A blue candle. We don't have a curse anymore. I really was hoping for a bit of a better shop. We did remove our curse. Still not the best. Hopefully this elite doesn't kill us. It's minions. Okay. Each of the minions does different things. The boss will eventually just summon a ton of minions as well, if we don't kill them in time. That said, though, we're applying poison. This one charges up a big shot. This one, I believe, just attacks. Like, I could negate that effect. Defend, and I really want to go for outmaneuver. I'm going to do this, though. Because getting a free Shiv every turn, even if it's not super powerful, is going to help us get rid of those minions. Okay, so this guy does take another turn. That's good to know. Oh boy, that's gonna hurt, like, a lot. Yeah, we're probably going to have to rest and or use our fairy in the bottle this floor. It is not what I wanted to do, but given how these fights are going, it's better than losing the run. That's what I was talking about. This guy's terrifying. That said, though, this enemy's dead to poison this turn. Don't gotta worry about that attack. This enemy's now dead. Boss isn't attacking, so we can stack some poison. Throw that in there. I mean, I could see what distraction gives me. Ooh, I'm gonna use it because it's free now, and that is a 2-cost card. I hope it poisons the boss. Okay. Fair enough, game. It didn't even do it once. If I'd saved it till the next cycle, though, I would have discarded it and would have costed 2 costs. I do believe it's in my... I mean, I still get it. It was free. It didn't hurt to play it there, but that's a little bit disappointing. I was hoping to draw some block. Got a little bit from our fan. Yeah, we are not looking so hot. Ow. The problem with Fairy in a Bottle 2 is it doesn't just revive us at 30% max HP. If we take, say, like 20 damage here, that flows over into that following life. Which is unfortunate. That said, though, the fight is over now. Even if they summon at minions here, as soon as the boss dies at the beginning of the next turn, the minions run away. So, not a concern, but another fight that he took way more damage than I would have liked. Pantograph. Okay, that's nice. That's basically a free rest before boss combat. I'm actually going to take deflect. That's free block. Please don't be a fight. We're in a bad spot. Perfect. Okay, we can offer a reward, receive something. I don't know what I want to give here, actually. So if you give a strike or defend, it does get it out of your deck, but they don't give you anything really back. I could give him... Let's give him the... Well... This is better over a long run. This is better for quick bursts. I'm going to give him the slice. I was tempted to use that just as a... Heal 5 HP? Okay. I was tempted to use that as an opportunity to just kind of get rid of my... one of my strikes, but... it's fine. If I upgrade a card here, it'd be deflect. I'm just gonna... I'm really worried. I'm really worried. I don't want to lose that fairy in a bottle if I don't have to, and I kind of want to fight this elite. Every obtain occurs max 6 max HP. Okay, I don't know how likely that is, but I will take it. I think the base HP on the Silent is actually pretty low comparatively. This could be a mistake. I'm going to do it anyways. Oh. What does this one do? Book of Stabbing. Oh, this is a multi-hit enemy. That's not good. Well, hopefully we can get this done relatively safely. I don't think elites usually have multiple phases. You can just have that. I'm going to be greedy and outmaneuver here. I am really glad we have Pantograph, though. That's really, really nice. But we probably do use Fairy in a Bottle here, because I think this elite just attacks every single turn. At least I want to say. In fact, there's a decent chance we could die, in all honesty, to this elite, but fighting elites is one of those things that I think you just got to do in this game. If you don't do it enough, you just lose because you aren't powerful enough. But you'll be able to... Oh, no, wait. I was about to say you could see the interaction from Fairy in a Bottle here, but we did barely survive. Yeah, see, we're going to have almost no health because even though we revive with that health, it's still going to hurt. A lot, actually. But you'll see. That 2 damage that's going to overflow here is going to overflow into the following life. Like that. So we're still very much hurting. That said, though, we will survive this fight, I was going to say, as long as we get some block. I could have used the vulnerability potion, too. I didn't think about that. Yeah, if I'd used the vulnerability potion earlier in the fight, it would have died that turn. So, that's awkward. Anyway. We are limping around, though, and we don't have our free second chance, so... Let's see. Choose an attack, start each combat with it. We'll just start with a poison stab, that's fine. Gonna pass here. Thousand Cuts can actually be really fun. It's just really bad if enemies have, like, thorns, but... Skip there. We're getting a lot of opportunities for that I don't like, and I hate having to rest this much. But we've not been playing the best here. I'm gonna go triple question marks in the hope of avoiding fights. It didn't work. Oh no. But as always with this fight, probably just focus down the Mystic. I'm even willing to toss this explosive potion. I wanted to save 3 potions for the boss. Which it's looking like we might be running him with 1 or 2. But at this point, I'm getting a little bit worried about us just dying. So we'll see. I think the Cleric's trying to heal here too, which is not something I'm exactly interested in allowing. But I gotta throw that block up. I don't remember how much the Cleric heals to. 16? Ugh. Okay, that's good though. This gives me a free turn. He's shielding... Oh, the Centurion's shielding the Mystic. The Mystic is healing. So this gives us an opportunity to load up damage. I don't know. With our 6 at the start of the turn, I think the Mystic still dies. Never mind. That did a lot more than I thought it was going to, actually. Now the Mystic dies. Extreme attacks deal double damage. That's interesting. That's another one that would be really fun with Shiv build. Ship build I actually think is way more fun. Just something about spamming those cards is so much fun. I've just had so many runs backfire where I do that, and then the final boss is that time one. Either way, we need to be careful here. I'm really glad for this ornamental fan, actually. It's been really helpful. One of those items that by itself might not seem crazy powerful, but with the chip damage it can save you, it can be really good over the course of a long fight. And that's the end of that fight. I don't really know what I'm looking for, though, for the rest of our cards. Dash Plus can be good. I actually really like Piercing Wail. I was gonna say, I'm looking for defensive cards. I actually feel like I only maybe need 1 or 2 more poison cards max. But we'll see. Upgrade 2 random cards. I could punch and lose some HP. That's probably not a good idea right now. So I don't want to transform 2 cards. I could transform 2 strikes, but there's a chance they turn into something completely useless. Although the strikes kind of are right now. I could upgrade 2 random cards, but they could upgrade, like, again, my strikes. I could remove a strike and upgrade a random card. I don't think I can do multiple ones, but I'm not sure. Let's try this. You know what? That's fine. More defensive power. Okay, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to just do this. Piercing Wail, 8 strength. Really, really powerful, especially since those multi-hit attacks are usually a little bit weaker, is the thing you have to consider. So lowering strength or giving strength, pretty good. But immediately we've got some good poison on this enemy. Gonna have to be careful for a couple turns. It's debuffing, that's perfect. I was hoping to get some more poison on. It's fine. I think we have to last like 2 more turns. And I think that's only 1 more attack. Although that's going to hurt. I'm gonna apply this. Another thing that I really wanted to save for the boss, but in the long scheme of things, don't think it matters a whole lot. Yeah, it's dead to this, but yeah, we're limping, and it's the fact that we don't have any sustain like we did during the daily. Ooh. I know I said I didn't think I needed more. Like, dang, I really hate that, though. We didn't upgrade any cards on this floor. But that's because we've been hanging on by a thread every single time. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, though, the problem with the champion is that... Like, I don't know if I used this early. The problem with the champion is that we stack up poison here. When the champion gets mad, it does shed all poison debuffs on him, which is a problem. Now, do I gamble for 5 block, or gamble for this, or go for 5 block? I should have... No, I got 6 block off that. But I have died to the champion before. It's not a good feeling. That's it, though. We're getting our powers up pretty early, which is nice. Getting this free turn something, but the stacking strength is scary. Again, vulnerability potions just aren't the most, like, I'm not super excited about it, given what we're going for. I'm going to be greedy and say Piercing Wail here. But, because Piercing Wail is only once per fight. I don't know, I'm just really worried about the second phase. Negative effect, let's see. In that case, there's no reason not to just, you know, use these cards. There are ways to get energy to carry over into the next turn. We don't have one right now, though. That's gonna hurt. As you can see, we get all this poison up, and then he just sheds it all, and it's super depressing. But that's nice. And there's other nice things like, too, Survivor, I mean, stuff like that. If you use it as the last card, you don't have to discard anything, because you don't have anything to discard. But, yeah. Let's see. We'll at least get like 1 or 2 last big chunks onto the champion here. But yeah, what's going to make or break us is what cards we draw, I think, right out of his buff here. Because here he's going to take another 59, 65 damage plus whatever we do here. I was hoping this would be early in the next cycle. But with that poison going away, it's going to be scary. Defeat impossible. I do think the threshold's like half health, though, for that. Ooh, now he's getting 10. Ooh. See, that's not a huge issue in and of itself for our... I'm just gonna... Well... Like, the 10 free block isn't a huge issue in and of itself for the poison. It's more the fact that it, like, makes our chip damage from shifts and such completely irrelevant. And we are dead in one more big attack turn from the champion here. Luckily, it did give us a break here. Just load up with poison and hope. The issue is I do think we need just a little bit more time than we have. I should have thrown this already. I'm throwing. Because next turn, Champ will go up to 30 poison. No, 29. Oh no. Prepared saved me? That's not going to save me. I think we just died. Unless... No, we did just die. That's awkward. But that's what I'm talking about, is, game's hard. Really is hard. That's, I definitely could have played that run a lot better, for sure. But when you go to the Ascension levels, every single Ascension level basically adds on some more, modifiers. For example, 1, Elite spawn more often. That's actually... Those fights are dangerous, but I don't mind that because you're getting more relics. Normal enemies are deadlier is annoying. Elites are deadlier is also very scary, though, because it gives those elites, like, extra buffs. And bosses being deadlier is also kind of scary. Because you've already seen, I mean, it takes 1 or 2 big DPS phases from a boss for us to just go down. But I'm thinking for today, I mean, I'm kind of tired. Like I said, I started my full-time job in super, super long hours that I'll be working, which is why I'm only streaming on the weekends right now. Once or twice a week. Let's do, I want to try and do at least 1 or 2 more runs, because these runs on this game do take a very long time. Let's do an Ironclad run, and then maybe since we did a daily watcher, we'll do like 1 Ironclad, 1 defect run, and just see how far we can get if we can't win. I mean, it's Ascension 0. If I was good at this game, I'd be able to win every run. Well, not every run, but like, at Ascension 0, you would argue pretty much every time. But one nice thing is, again, I don't like losing most of the starting relics. The Ironclads gives us 6 heals at the end of every single fight, which is very helpful. We could transform 2 cards. Not looking for that. So it's either max HP or upgrade a card. I could upgrade one of my... I'd honestly probably just upgrade a strike. My favorite strategy with the Ironclad is strength stacking. But that's usually not something that comes into play till later. Max HP could be really good too. I'm just going to do the immediate power. It stinks to spend an upgrade on a strike like that, but I like doing it. I'm thinking going left side right now. Because what I want to do here, I think, is go here, cross through some question marks, and then fight multiple elites on the first floor. There's always a chance I die. I have died on the first floor a couple times. It's usually not what happens, but when it does, it's really awkward. But one thing that's really nice with the Ironclad is I can afford to take some chip damage. Obviously, you don't want to take more than 6, because that's what's kind of you're sustaining back on. But if you take more than 6, you know, it's not like the end of the world. Because the Ironclad has a very, very basic starting set of cards. You can see 5 strikes, 4 defense, 1 unique card. But you also have to consider, like, for example, we didn't start with any poison last run, and we ended up with like 6 or 7 poison cards. So it's not exactly as though there's nothing available to you. But we are taking more chip damage than I'd like. Total of what, 15 damage? So after the heals, 9 damage from this fight. Not the worst, not the best. Let's see, exhausting the number of cards. That's... We'll probably be holding on to that for a bit. Metallicize is nice. I actually really like armaments. It upgrades a card in your hand. When it's upgraded, it gives you a little bit more block, and basically it's like a free... Every time you use it every cycle, and it upgrades every card in your hand. That said, we're grabbing Metallicize. Another power card, gives you free block every single turn. Very helpful. But I would argue that the most dangerous part of playing the Ironclad is usually the very start. Obviously boss fights and stuff as well. There's a lot that's dangerous about this game. But what I mean by that is, at the start, and you can argue this for every character, there's just not a whole lot of options you have. Like, you can see, like, for the most part, I have very basic cards. It's not like I can say, I'm going to do this and this, you know? So that's where I feel the most vulnerable on this character. But I guess that argument could be made for pretty much every character, though. Just one of those, like, gut feelings I have, where it just feels like I don't have the options to do what I need to do. There we go. But we did go net positive on health that fight. That's always the goal. Entrench can be really, really fun. I don't know if I'm going to go for that, though. I think when upgraded, it might be tripling your block. Oh. Oops. For some reason, I was thinking in my head it was like this, where I can do this and view the upgrade. It was not. That's fine. Entrench is okay if we go for a block-heavy setup. I don't know if we will, but it's fine. I could remove it now, but I'm not going to. If nothing else, it could double, like, my Metallicized block. So 175 gold. What I usually do with that is I check and see. There's not a shop until up here. So this Cursed Regret will probably... It's balancing out that 175 extra gold with how much HP you'll lose from the curse. And considering that about 75 of that gold is spent getting rid of that curse, unless you get a lucky event. So I'm just going to take the free gold. But here my options are... I know I said I wanted to double elite. I'm actually really tempted to go for a free upgrade and double question mark. But we're going to fight early. I feel like especially early you want to fight as many elites as you can whenever they're available. So that's what we're going to do. It also gives us an opportunity to get some good cards. I'm a little bit annoyed with myself for picking up that Entrench on accident just because I don't think it'll be... It's not a bad card by any means. But, like, for example, you can see our Metallicized procs at the end of the turn. So that's not ever going to really be doubled by that. You can do some really funny builds with that, though. Where you make it so that... I actually could have ended the fight there. Oops. Because of vulnerable. You can get some really funny builds where you get that relic that, like, you lose 15 block at the end of the turn instead of all of it. And then you just stack an insane amount of block. That kind of build, though, is kind of hard to set up in my experience. Feel no pain. Exhausting is a big mechanic for the Ironclad. Don't know if I'm going to go for that. Reckless Charge, I don't think is a good idea. Clothesline is also not great. The problem with Clothesline is I don't really want it. But I'm going to take it because I think it could help me on this elite fight. Gremlin Knob, yeah. But I can't say I'm happy about picking that up. But the Ironclad is another, like I was saying, it feels like I just get bludgeoned by all of the early elites. But here I could, like, clothesline. And this is one of those elites that I honestly just tank some of the damage. Because this is the one that whenever you play a skill like blocking, it gains more strength. And that strength lasts for the fight. Luckily, Metallicize doesn't count towards that. But I just try to end the fight ASAP. It can be worth it towards the end, you know? Because you can go net positive by the end of the fight if you're blocking. But if I blocked, for example, that first turn, I'm just going to... You know, I'm going to eat a bunch of extra damage because that's permanent strength for that fight. As you can see, obviously, not ideal. We've taken a good chunk of damage, but I think... I've taken a lot more damage on this fight, I think. So, Shovel, you can now dig for... Oh, okay. It's not rest sites, we can just get free relics. That's really helpful. Instead of upgrading or resting. I'm actually going to take Anger. Anger, basically, by the end of the deck, you end of a fight, especially a longer one, you end up with a bunch of free attacks. It's not the best thing in the world, but it is kind of funny. You can see now, it goes to the discard pile, not the deck. But now we'll have a bunch of angers going through. That's another strategy that can be punished if you get to the point where that's all you have. I probably will avoid taking more than one of that, but it is pretty funny. And you know what? Here, I'm going to play defensively. Take 1 damage instead of 4. Because there's a pretty decent chance I can end the fight next turn anyways. Yeah. There we go. All those little mini decisions, though, that I'm not the greatest at in this game. Because you just got to figure out what you want to do. Pommel Strike I really like. Power Through's really good, too. It does give you those 2 wounds, but it's so much value on block, and that pairs really well with Entrench. So you have to consider that's 30 block if both of those are in my hand for 3 energy. That's not bad at all. Let's dig for a Relic. Free 14 max. It's nice. I think the highest max HP I've had is like 130, and I think I lost that run. I did say I wanted to fight a second elite, didn't I? So it's either the... I believe it's... So there's an enemy that you break its shell. And then it doesn't attack you until you break its shell. And then there's the triple enemy. But now that we can dig for relics, I kind of want to not do that. Although... no, it's the right decision because we can do that too. It's... Potentially at the start of your turn... Okay, we might be going for a block build after all. That's the relic that I was just talking about. And if we upgrade Entrench and use it with the same time as like wounds, we did get this one. I'm glad we got this one because I was actually really scared of getting the I was really worried about getting, and you can see we just woke it up by breaking its shell. I was really worried about getting the 3 enemies that we've gotten before because there's a decent chance that it just murked me because we don't have any AoE. This enemy is gonna hurt though. But you can see, one energy for 15 blocks, super nice. I think it goes up to like 18 or 20 if it's upgraded. Very, very nice stuff. But Entrench, the problem with that current strategy though is I don't see Entrench being particularly useful, despite everything, unless we get it in the same turn as Power Through. Powerful negative effect. I believe it nerfs my strength and dexterity. We don't want this fight to go very long. I'm actually really excited though, especially with Shovel being the first thing we got. This could be a really powerful run if we don't die. So I might be forced to rest before this first boss, just to be safe. Because I'd be heartbroken if this was a random lost to first boss run. It would be really sad. So 4 block or 5 damage. I think this is actually the time to be greedy. I could have saved myself 5 health there, but I don't want to... I should have done it. If it's going to debuff again, I should have done it. That's awkward. But this is one of those fights, like I was saying, that they basically balanced around the fact that you can't just stall out this fight forever. You know? But we probably should have blocked and saved ourselves some health. It's fine. Oh, hey, we got a revive. In that case, we're probably going to be greedy. Shuffle a wound, huh? I don't necessarily want... This can be fun because we can get another Metallicize. If we hold Metallicize until we get that. Take True Grit. We want powerful block cards now at this point. Yeah, I just want to double check. So 20 block there. And Entrench would be... Oh no, it just lowers the cost. Okay. I don't know why I thought it was triple your block. What's our first boss? It's Slime. That's good. We hadn't seen that yet. I'm just going to keep digging for relics. Stone Calendar. That's nice. But yeah, we have a really, really nice defensive play setting up, I think. The Thief. I don't want to let this thief get away with my money. Like I said, worst comes to worst, we just rest at the last bonfire before the boss. The nice thing about doing that is that yeah, I should have used my strength potion actually. Oh. Sorry about that. Like I said, I get a bunch of mini freeze. At this point, I'm just going to save. I'm going to be really greedy and just go ham. but we'd have lost more health for sure on this fight than we could have if I just played my strength potion at the start, but I want to save that for the boss. This guy's going to try and run away. We're not going to let that happen. And you know what? We'll do one block, one attack. I thought this was one of the slimes I could split, but you'll see the split mechanic on the boss coming up because we definitely can't... We can't stop this boss before it messes us up, most likely. But yeah, I'm actually really interested to see what we can make out of this. I mean, playing 2 defensively isn't always the best idea, but... And you can see with what we have with, like, exhausted cards as well, we potentially... The wounds don't exhaust, but... We potentially could get a ton of blocks saved up. We'll have to see, though. Warcry. You're a status card. Do wounds count as a status card, I wonder? They do. Okay. This could be really cool. We're actually lacking in offensive power right now, which is a little bit concerning, but we gotta fight anyways. I'm really interested to see what we can do here. I was hoping they were not all going to attack, though, admittedly. Wait, I did that in the wrong order. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, I'm so dumb. I should have used the block. I was just thinking in my head, oh, we're just going to exhaust the clothesline. Ugh, that's awkward. That does hurt me a little bit in my soul. I wonder if I played Evolve before I played that, if that would have worked out that way. Either way. You can see 30 block instantly, not bad. Imagine if we get more energy, if we get better blocks, you know, upgrade those cards. Could be really funny, actually. Here we go. Right now, I'm just trying to make sure we don't take damage if we can avoid it here. Beyond what we already have. Because I really, really do not want to waste our Lizard Tail on first floor. And I also really, really do not want to... Well, I don't want to die. Or have to rest at a bonfire. Because the shovel, like, usually I feel like you get this, like, mid to late game, you know? It's random. But the earlier you get it, the more relics you get, which is super fun. Okay, well, we just got another revive. Rampage could fix... I'd love a second power through. I'm going to grab Rampage, though. Reason being, that's a card that ramps up over time. As the name would suggest. Really helpful stuff, actually. Okay, I'm actually gonna... Here we go. Just pop this one. And I was hoping I could kill another one. It's fine. We're taking some damage here, but it's okay. With 2 revives, I'm okay if I lose one to the boss. I don't know which one prioritizes, actually. I don't know if we need to be... Maybe do that. I think it's next turn this wizard does attack, so let's just do this. We'll take 2 damage from this one. Just to make sure. Because outside of chip damage, this is the only one that can actually significantly, you know, do something like that. I will say, though, usually what I do for this character is at the end of the first floor is where you usually get a golden / like rare card. There's a card called Demon Form that you play it, and it costs like pretty much all your energy for a turn, but then it gives you stacking strength for the rest of the fight, and it makes you really, really powerful in the long run. And you use something like Heavy Blade, actually. The genuine question is, with what we have, your card is exhausted, gain 3 block. I'm seeing all these... We're building for the long run here with a lot of these powers, but we are not actually in a position where we have that much strength right now. Nope, I gotta answer my door real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Anyways, into the boss fight we go. This is a slime boss. Basically, at a certain amount of health, the slime boss will split. And then it'll split into 2 smaller blobs that will also do the same thing. So one of those longer fights for sure. So ideally, we would set up some of our powers early. If you do take too long, though, this boss will mess you up. I don't know what it's doing now, actually. Luckily, we got 2 of our powers here. The last power missing is Evolve. Not as concerned about that. Metallicize is good to set up, though, for sure. Feel No Pain is also free block. That would be what I was talking about. Huh. Well, I did say I don't mind using one of my revives here. We're probably going to be using one. Ow. There was a... wasn't a whole lot we were going to be doing about that there, to be honest. I could play a power through right now, just add some status cards for our, Evolve. Why not? Oh, it does give you the block immediately, too. That's good. It's a little unfortunate that we got saddled with that really heavy attack when we couldn't do anything either. Here the goal is to do as much damage, because whatever this is where it's splitting. It's about 70, if I remember correctly. That slime boss is going to split for the first time. The things they split into will have the same health as what they had before. It's why if you can get a good strength build going with like Heavy Blade, it's nice because you can just straight up one-shot. That being said, I'm going to do this. Do this. I don't think it matters which one we hit first. This. Not enough block to... yeah, I was gonna say, it's just enough that we lose one of our lives. It does prioritize for air in a bottle. That's good to know. I guess that makes sense. It's a consumable versus that. Oh, Stone Calendar is gonna do 52 damage to all of them. So if we can do... That's actually... I completely forgot about that. Perfect. That just ends the fight. That was really lucky. That could have been a really ugly fight if it had gone on for a while. Okay. This kind of negates the purpose of Calipers. And this is another one of those powers that's dangerous to play. Because it consumes all your energy if we don't get extra energy. I'm still going to do it. Bludgeon's kind of fun, but... And I do believe that overrides Calipers. I'd be really sad if I played like that and it's still... I think Calipers applies until we'd have Barricade in. But we have a really strong defensive play. Places Burning Blood. Cannot play more than 6 cards per turn. I don't know what the likelihood is that we play more than 6 cards per turn with this character. I don't think it's very often that happens. This is just kind of a nice general, like, if there's nothing else good here, you can take that. I am torn between these two. An extra energy is insanely good. 12 regen every time is really good, especially with our max health. I'm going to take Velvet Choker. I don't think it's likely that we play more than 12 cards a turn. Even with, like, Anger, I don't think it's super likely, although as you get more energy, that becomes more and more likely. So it's one of those pros and cons, like, trade-offs. All things said, though, I don't really want to fight the Bluff Delete, if I'm being honest. We eventually need to get to a shop with this much money. Let's go, like, this way. Sometimes I just take a quick glance and kind of decide as I go as well. But, perfect time to use this, I guess. I mean, 5 damage is still going to leak through. I don't know if these bandits are more likely to show up to this day if you have a certain amount of money. I would assume they can't show up if you have, like, none. But, I don't think we'll be able to kill both of the bandits here. But we are going to take a lot of damage. I never understood, like, these guys, I feel like, do a good chunk of damage, given their main purpose is to steal your money. But, yeah, this is not the best. We're taking so much damage this fight. My goal here was to just stop one of the bandits. I don't even know if we're going to be able to do that. And we just ate another 16 damage. Ugh, that's not good. Oh boy. Yeah, this guy's getting away. Not the biggest deal. But what is annoying to me is that we took 33 damage in this fight. Again, against enemies that are trying to steal our money and run away. Kind of crazy. Alright, I'll see you later. Yeah, it looks like he probably got it with either 30 or 45 gold. That's okay. True Grit. I'd like another True Grit. Duplicated card in your deck. That's good. I'm going to duplicate Metallicize. I'd love to duplicate... It's either that or Power Through. I'm going to go with Metallicize. It'd be nice to have upgraded it before I duplicate it, but that's fine. This enemy's going to be a problem. It's actually got basically the same strat as us. Where it just kind of stack a bunch of block, but its attacks actually hurt, and we have a bunch of strikes. That vampire event would be insanely good here, I think. Just imagine the sustain plus, you know, and we could literally have, like, 1 or 2, like, rampages, for example, be our only DPS and just stall for forever. It would make this run take a short eternity, granted, but it would be kind of funny. And I'm willing to let it exhaust bash, you know. Yeah, this enemy, I mean, if it starts stacking block, it's going to be really hard for us to actually, you know, kill it. Because it has the exact same effect here with Barricade. But in theory, if we just play Rampage every cycle and keep stalling out, I don't think this enemy does get stronger over time, if I'm not mistaken. Which I could be. So obviously we want to throw in a little bit of chip here and there, but... if we can outpace its damage, then eventually Rampage will just kill it, so... there is that. This is such a dumb strat, though, honestly. It's pretty funny, but... I mean, if it works, you know. Alrighty, Angers are nice, because they're free. We do, as always, have to keep in mind that, but I don't anticipate that being a huge issue. But what's nice, too, is Sure Good, I think, can exhaust a boon. Yeah, so that pops that out of the cycle, if you can finagle things to work out that way. Oh, and I forgot about Stone Calendar. That works, too. But my favorite cards in this game are absolutely powers. Even if they're another one of those things that, like, they might seem small by themselves, but they're super fun. Combust. That sounds funny. It's another one of those things that I think will kill me in a long run. If I knew, like, if I had the vampire event right now, I would take Combust in a heartbeat. But because I don't want to. I feel like I need more attacking power. We're not very strong offensively right now, for sure. And it does take us a hot second to get our defenses set up, so... there's that. Yeah, against most fights, though, the Stone Calendar is basically like, if we hit that point, we'll be fine. I just don't know if we'll hit that point. Because that is a good chunk for, like, a normal fight. And we're taking so much chip damage. Like, legitimately, the upgraded Burning Blood would have been really nice. I just feel like the extra energy was what we really needed here. We can barricade and Power through up, though. That's nice. What debuff is this? If it's a dexterity... Oh, that's frail. If I could get the setup too so that I always started with the barricade card as well, that would be really nice. There's a number of things that would work out really well for me, honestly. I was hoping it'd honestly exhaust the bash. But I would love to get another, like, energy card. I'd even take a couple drawbacks, like no more shop, no more money at this point, I think would actually be fine. $58 block. Yeah, like if I got the one that gain energy at the start turn, you can't gain money, it'd be fine. Resting could hurt because resting is a base percentage of your max HP. So when you have a ton of max HP, it's actually really helpful. But have to see. This is another way that we can set up like those cards that exhaust things or make you discard. It's always nice when you can do it at the end. But we have enough of a buffer here. Like the issue is too, you have to consider against a lot of bosses, that's not enough of a buffer. It is not gonna help. I mean, we've seen like the champion smack us for how much damage? Cleave. I don't want to keep putting cards in my deck because it makes it harder to cycle when you need, but that's AoE. Alright, let's see. Combat rewards cards. This is actually really funny. It lets you get... What it means by color is like all of the Ironclad specific cards are red. And like the Silence are green. I'm actually not the biggest fan of it. Start each combat with a skill could be okay. Whenever apply vulnerable, apply when weak. All of these are situationally really good. They're just not like things that I'm using at this exact moment. I'm a little bit disappointed that I got the skill version of this as well, because a lot of times I don't think that's necessary. I could play the bomb, though that'd be pretty funny. I'm gonna grab Shrug It Off. And I'm actually gonna card removal... I'm actually just gonna card removal a Strike. Unironically, I think that's what some people do, and it kind of gets that out of your cycle. The bomb could be really funny. That is, I've never tried this. You know what? I've never tried it. With our extra energy, if we can set up a bunch of block, that gives us another kind of turtle up win con, I think. Even if it doesn't one-shot everything like bosses. I mean, it's something that could end a fight. Does it exhaust itself? It does not. That's interesting. Anyway. Do we fight the elite? Is the question, or do we go for a resting spot? You know what? Now that I think about it, you can get a rarer card from elite fight. We can just dig for a relic. And that's the primary reason you fight an elite. Start each combat with an attack. We could start each combat with Rampage and get it going at the start of each one. Or we can maybe start with Anger and getting... I'm going to start with Rampage. I'm a little bit sad that we've seen the attack and skill one, but not the power one. The power one is really what I was hoping to see. Okay, lose elixir. I'll give him the elixir. I literally have not used the elixir the entire time. It upgraded to skills. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Neither of these are attacking. Okay. Can I just... Oh. I was about to say, can I just kill the sentry before it even gives us one of these? But yeah, the real danger in what we have right now is that we don't get to barricade at an opportune time. But in all honesty, that's kind of an issue I've had multiple times with this character. Is that I'm going for like a... It's either demon form, like I was saying, or something like this. And what the issue it ends up creating is just, you know... Am I unable to get those important powers early on? Demon form especially, though. Demon form's literally about getting that strength stacking and then also turtling up. So, same thing. But there's a lot of upgrades. I know I've been selfishly, like, greedily digging for relics every single time, because I do think that could be potentially a lot stronger. But we could be upgrading things. Like, you have to imagine, if we upgrade Metallicize, that's a free 4 block for each one when they're upgraded for that battle. Very powerful stuff. But I guess we could just play the bomb. And you can see, like, this enemy's doing the same strat again as us, but they've actually got it set up. Yeah, you can just stack it up. I wonder, it probably just puts a separate counter. Either way, I think we got a barricade up. We are frail, which isn't good. Gonna take 10 damage here. We still have our lizard tail, so I'm not the most concerned about it. Interestingly enough, too, at the end of this turn, we get the bomb and we get Stone Caloran at the end of next turn, which should probably just end the fight regardless. I was going to say I could apply the weak there, but it has the 3 artifacts, so that wouldn't have done anything. Still don't take damage, though. But at the same time, you can really see why I'm worried about overstocking my deck, because we're running into this issue pretty often. Like that, it wasn't until like the 3rd or 4th turn that we got Barricade, and so we took chip damage because when we had the opportunity to set up, we didn't. Either way, the Whirlwind, not a big fan of Whirlwind. I was talking about getting a second Rampage. I am at the point, though, where I need to either start finding a way to remove cards from my deck, or just stop adding them unless they're really good. Alright, Bag of Marbles. Fine. Not super impressed with that. It's one vulnerable at the start of every combat, so it's just extra damage for that first opening turn. Can be good for mobs or bosses. I don't think it's actually that helpful. What have we got? So I could go ahead and remove another card, which if I was going to, it would probably just be, honest, probably just be either Bash or Strike. Or I could just pick up this. Start each combat with 10 block. It's a safety net to start the fight with. Ooh, Blood Potion. I'm gonna do that, actually. Ooh. Yeah, I really don't want to fight the Empowered Elite right now. I should, because I have a Blood Potion and a Lizard Tail, but I really don't want to. We got a question mark fight. Let's see how much health this knocks off of us before we decide. This is one of those pairings, too. I feel like I need to get rid of this guy first, but then we're vulnerable for 2 turns, and then this thing can just hammer away at us. Goes up to 15 damage. Do this. Just have to be careful when you do things this way. Because if you try to whittle this thing down, it has this plated armor. Basically, every time it takes unblocked damage, that plated armor goes down, so you just chip away at it. Not the hardest thing in the world to do, but it can be kind of annoying. Actually, 1 or 2 of the power cards that gives us Thorns could be really funny here, in all honesty. Do I play the bomb, I wonder, or do I play Rampage? I mean, the bomb, sure. I don't know if I should have taken it. I just wanted to try it, because I can't remember ever trying that card. I don't think it's actually even that good. But I figured with the stall strategy, you know, why not give it a try? I wonder if it counts towards breaking plated armor, though. You can see we are scratching, I mean just tickling its plated armor here. But we are stacking Rampage, so. And there goes the bomb, so. It looks like the bomb did not knock plated armor off. That's an interesting interaction. You can kind of see, I mean, I'm literally just gonna... I'm in a position where unless it applies like a bunch of debuffs to me, it's never gonna whittle down this 90 block. But it goes back to that thought of like, it could be really scary to try and use that kind of a strategy against a boss, because the boss might just not care. You know? Power Potion. I'm actually... I never know when I'm going to get it. Ooh, Inflame. Yep. Armaments Plus could have been really good too, because it would have upgraded every single one. But like I was saying, we should fight this elite. Not ideal, but... Oh, especially if they're going to hammer with us. I'm going to use this. Hey, free demon form. This is the card I was talking about. It costs 3 energy. You can see why it's a hard condition to pull off, especially if you're doing something like the barricade thing we're doing. But it can be insanely good. We drew barricade early. I was going to start up Rampage. This also works. We're still going to take some damage, but... Eh. Okay. Hopefully we get Shrug It Off. Not Shrug It Off, sorry. Well, not what I was looking for. I was going to say, I was looking for, where the Power Through. I think that could have been really good there. Anyway. Defend, True Grit. More likely than not, we're going to have to use our Blood Potion here, this floor. I like to hold off on using it because we do heal at the end of the floor. Just in case, but more likely than not, we'll have to use it. But we can sit here and just sit on demon form for a while, or we could just throw the bomb. But because you could see, like, the shiny one, when I say buffed, like, they started with 5 regenerate, it makes chip damage so much less meaningful. I'm gonna just bring this. Like, you know, cleave would be 4 damage after this turn, and it'd disappear immediately. We're just gonna wait on the bomb. I guess we could just cleave. It's disappointing that we drew Entrench there, though, with nothing to double. Because it really made... It cut out a lot of the value of that card there. Because we do have Barricade up, but we just aren't able to get that stacking off the ground. Inflame, huh? This is bad. This is, in fact, not good. Because we're going to be using our... Let me make sure they're in range to die to our explosion next turn, but we're using Lizard Tail here too. And we might have to heal at the boss. Yeah, this is not ideal. This could be the second run in a row that we failed to the second floor boss, which is awkward. You can see, like, this is why I really wanted the bottled one that starts with the power. Just to guarantee, 300 gold. Add a random skill, random attack. That could be fun. Flex can also be fun. I'm gonna pass here. I am really worried about overstuffing my deck. Because it's becoming a problem. We're already not getting the cards we need when we need them. Like here we started out with Barricade, which is nice. But these are also enemies that we don't necessarily want to, take a long time. Because they're going to give themselves Ritual and buff, but... Scary stuff. I'm going to take 2 damage here. Yeah, we got to figure something out fast. Okay, well, that does work. If I can survive until that goes off, that'll do it. We have to heal at the next bonfire, unfortunately. I just have this really sinking feeling that we're going to die to the boss at this floor, though. Despite all the revives we've had, too. You consider we had Lizard Tail and I think 2 Fairy in a bottles. And we're still just getting tossed by these enemies. Like, we're taking only 5 damage here. I say only, but we're dying. Really, like, in hindsight, maybe I should have gone for the upgraded Burning Blood play with all the chip damage we took, but there's just no way to know. And with the Barricade strategy we're doing, that would have given us even more defensive play. But the issue is, if we didn't have Velvet Choker, the turn that we played, the turn that we played Barricade, we can't do anything else. And that was the primary reason that I went with what I did. But we at least survived to the boss. That's something. Like, Iron Wave's a good card, but I just not going to go for it here. I'd like to get at least one run that... Oh, there we go. I'd like to get at least one run here, though. That is not... I don't want to give you 400 gold because I need it to make sure I'd win this run. The issue here is, like, if we fight these bandits, there's a very, very high chance we just die. Like, a really high... I almost never do that. But I'm pretty sure I would have died to that fight. Like, I'm even gonna rest here. Man. Ooh, I'm not playing well today. I guess it's to be expected after not playing Slay the Spire for such a long time. Oh, we're gonna die to this boss. So I believe this one summons little minions. Oh, why didn't I? I'm an idiot. That would have been an extra good chunk of damage because we did like the multi-hit attack. But yeah, like, uh-oh. I don't remember what negative effects they do. I don't know. And see, that's another decision I still don't know. Do I go ahead and negate 5 of that 14 damage? Oh, it holds one of our cards. Okay. Please don't hold my barricade. That's also not a good card for them to hold. But yeah, they steal one of your cards and then it doesn't go away until you kill that minion. The problem is, too, that this boss can charge up a really powerful attack. And it's like, and more powerful than like that, which is horrifying. And our defensive play, I just don't think is going to cut it here. So you have to consider we're barely keeping pace here with our block. See what Shrug It Off gives me real quick. Entrench, that could have been good. Well, yeah, that probably would have been wise to play, actually. But I don't know if we're going to be able to get a big enough barricade buffer up if we don't get this minion killed and get our power through back. Oh, wait. This one, oh, no. Oh, that's really awkward. I thought that was the one that had power through. It was this one. Alright. Radical plan. Give me power through. Can I get enough to not die? We won't die, but that's going to hurt a lot. That's the powerful attack I was talking about. Hyper Beam. It is days now. That gives me time. We're building up those rampages, like saving up some block. Oh, this is not going well. Stone Calendar pops in. Oh boy. We're in a position where we basically have to play... We basically have to play every block we get and just hope that we don't die to the next Hyper Beam. Which, if we're being completely honest, is likely. Rampage is building up some steam, though. Little unfortunate again. We've not been drawing Entrenched there at a good time. We did get a good chunk of block out of it, but I would have loved to have gotten, you know, more out of that. Given that that's kind of the carry card we're relying on. We're, in terms of building a block, that is. Alrighty, it's buffing again. Hey, there's our block. Alright, 65 block. Go ahead, hit me with another Hyper Beam. Do it. Oh, it just gave itself more strength. It's doing it! I didn't mean it! Oh, no. Oh, well. I'm glad we're just not gonna die to this boss. Like, I really thought this was going to be the end of me. I don't mind this strategy. I think Demon Form Heavy Blade is a lot more fun, but I don't think these stack. Gain 2 vulnerable. That's Ooh, so we could get Sustain here. Albeit kind of hard Sustain to play. Or Berserk here. Berserk can be really fun. Basically it's like getting more... It's similar to like these... It's a power, so you have to draw it. But similar to like, say, this, where you get energy at the start of every turn, once it's down, with a drawback. The drawback for this one being that you're vulnerable for 2 turns. If we were to hold on to that, if we could play it like early in a fight or hold on to it once we had blocks set up, it could be really good. I'm going to go for the Sustain, though. Because we did pass on the upgraded Burning Blood 2nd floor, so could be good. Obtain a curse and 3 relics. So this curse gives us a bell that is literally just something that you can't get rid of and you can't play. That's not terrible if those relics are good. Get a curse from a non-boss chest. We'll probably only have 1 more. No longer see enemy tens. I need this. I'm not good enough to not be able to see what the enemy's doing. So it's either basically just a filler card and 3 relics, or that and knowing we'll get a curse eventually. I will say it could be run ending if I get saddled with the curse that drains HP. But generally speaking, this is probably more consistently useful. This could be insanely good. It could be useless. No risk, no reward. In fact, I might even just pass up on the chest. We got Time Boss. If we make it to there, you'll see why I hate this boss. It's actually not a huge issue, I would say, with our current build, aside from Anger. But I hate this boss. It's my least favorite, I would say, of the ones to get. Okay, well, we've got the Exploders. So we do this. Italicize. You can see now we have 5 energy to work with every turn. Super nice stuff. But yeah, unless it's like a really good chest, I might just skip out the next chest for fear that we'll get the health draining curse, which would potentially be run ending. It would be a problem, shall we say. But we're getting to the limit too with this extra energy that we might hit Velvet Choker limit. That's also important to note. I don't know which one there it's important to play. I will say this enemy is going to be annoying. I might actually just be really cautious here, given how close that last floor was, and just play another bomb. But these should die to my own. If I hadn't gotten this first turn, though, these would have exploded, which is pretty funny. But every turn that this enemy buffs, it gains more spikes, so I have to have more block in order to not murder myself. But the bomb bypasses that, so, you know. And then if I just give myself some block and then kill it, you know. Nice. And that's the kind of safe play, though, that I should probably be doing most of the time. I just don't. I really like Thunderclap Plus, but I'm going to pass. I'm already having a hard enough time getting to my win cons. I'm just not going to risk it. Can't let you join. Is it because I don't? Oh. Remove a card. I'm tempted to do that. I could remove a strike. The strikes, as you can tell, just aren't being that helpful right now. I'm just not making use of it. So, remove strike. And upgrade Feel No Pain. Okay. Not the worst, not the best. It could have upgraded, like, another strike, and I would have been really sad. So. Yeah, double Rampage. I'd love to upgrade a Rampage, though. At some point. Yeah, you can see we're hitting Velvet Choker. Upgrading Anger can be good because it copies itself as free damage. Anger is, of course, not the best against the boss we're going up against. It's fine, though. Question here is... just huddle up. We have Barricade up. Take 8 damage here, but... Good, we got that. Please don't... Okay. Let's say, as long as that didn't exhaust Entrench, we have enough block to last until the bomb goes off. We only have to do a little bit of chip damage. Yeah, we have... If we get cards in the right order, we have such a powerful, you know, insta block gain combo. And luckily those burns do go straight to your block as well. It's just if we don't draw them in the right order, we could die at any time or take a ton of damage. But still at full health. Spot weakness is so nice, actually. I'm going to take that. This is another good card for strength. And basically, sometimes it's just a dead card in your hand. But anytime it's in your hand and the enemy's going to attack, that's free strength. I don't know why I went to the shop. I don't have any money. Oops. Anyway. See you later, shopkeeper. I guess you were just a safe square for me. Yeah, why not? Mayhem. Ooh. That sounds really fun, actually. Alright, here, I'm actually at the point where I want to start upgrading cards. Relics could be good, but like, okay, so we could make Barricade cheaper on the turn we play it. Inflame gives one more strength. I know Mayhem cheaper. I really like the idea of Mayhem. That's basically just free cards. I don't know if it counts towards Velvet Choker limit, is the only potential drawback. But I actually really like the idea of that. Yeah, we're always starting with Rampage. I have no idea if it matters which one we focus down on these. So, do that. I kind of want to... Don't exhaust the other True Grit, please. Oh, okay. Actually, I played that in the wrong order then. For some reason, I thought that was at random. I could have played both of those. That's awkward. Well, I could have played all of those cards there. I mean... Wait, no, I couldn't have because it still would have forced me to exhaust one of them, so... never mind. I only saved one block from that, but... Power through, block. Suppose we just focus down one, as per usual. We will take some damage here. They are giving themselves more strength, though, which is scary. The thing is, though, as long as we didn't get terrible card RNG, I think I could beat the time boss right now, unironically. So, the goal is to last that long, without losing too much health as well. Looks like here we're taking another 9. If need be, I will rest before the final fight. That's never the idea, but, you know. 20 damage here, okay. And no block, that's not good. Alright, so we're just eating 20 damage. Wait, no, we have Gambler's Brew. We have Gambler's Brew. Come on, game. Oh, ho, ho, you're too kind. By too kind, I mean you saved me 10 damage. That's... Actually, yeah. We went from potentially taking like 20 damage to taking 4. I guess we would have had the 6 Metallicize either way. But, now, as long as we deal 6 damage to this worm here... Oh my gosh. Well... Oh wait, no, I can do this. I can do this. I was about to be really sad. Because the bomb does exactly 40. See what we got. Gain 16 block whenever you're attacked. Yeah. 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 I'm avoiding fights right now. No. Rare Relic sounds enticing. Don't get tempted. We've already lost most of our runs today. Play it safe. Why did I do that? I told myself I wasn't going to open that. Fine. I already forgot. It could have been a much worse curse. If that was the one that drained health, we could have just lost. I'm willing to lose 5 max HP because that's about what we're missing anyways. Hello, shopkeep. You got anything we can buy? Yeah. Permanent dexterity for the boss fight. We have 3 fights to get through before there. Hopefully we don't lose too much health. This thing's horrifying. Alright. We rampage. Flame barrier up. And waste an energy. We will have 11 block carries the next turn, because even when we don't have barricade up, we have this, but this constricted is terrifying because I believe it can stack that. So we can't exactly just completely turtle up. I'm still going to turtle up, but if it gets to the point where it's 20 or 30 constrict damage per turn, we will just die. So Gotta keep that in mind. In addition to the fact that this thing hurts for some reason, like a lot. Ow. And it attacks like every single turn. This isn't looking too good. Got some good damage in there, though. And we completely blocked damage here, and we got Barricade down. That would have been the ideal first turn. Spot weakness, okay. Defend. Get some block up. But you can see how spot weakness as well. If we're stalling and we can get a little bit of strength every rotation, it could eventually be really good. I just don't know if, you know, it's like a super reliable win con, but especially if we're going to take all of our damage to one enemy here. All of our health, I mean. But... And ultimately, this is partially my fault. Like I was saying, I took too many cards. We're at 31. And that's backfired. I kind of want another true crit, though. Because right now, with what we have, I would rather have an excess of defensive cards than an excess of offensive cards. I'm an idiot. I just exhausted a Strike Plus instead of exhausting the wound. I didn't even think about that. And I mean, I could be using the Dex Potion, but I really think I need to save it for the boss. I think that if I don't, I'm purposely, at that point, putting myself into a situation where I'm missing out on that block that could be really important for the actual dangerous enemy. But you could argue the actual dangerous enemy is the one that's about to murder me. So... there is that. Trying to remember, though, I think this enemy can buff itself eventually, too, so... But Mayhem, I'm really excited to see what it does for us. Free Metallicize, perfect. It does count towards Velvet Choker limit. Honestly, that's fine. I can't say I'm super excited about that, but it's fine. It does buff itself. I still don't have Barricade down. Okay, that's fine. That's what I was hoping it would exhaust. Because eating the 15 block loss isn't the worst thing in the world, but it is... it's also not the best thing. Because here, we're losing all the rest of our block, because Barricade was in the last 4 cards of our deck. Which is just not ideal. Enemy's buffing itself again. At least we get the chance to... throw down Barricade. But you can see, we've only knocked off a quarter of its health, and it's already got 6 strength. So, we're really trying to stall it out, and it's really not going that well. I say as this happens. Ooh, and Stone Calendar came in clutch. Alright, power through. Defend. Weak is safer. I think the vulnerable is potentially going to let us finish out the fight, depending on what we draw. Because this thing is getting stronger and stronger. We should be able to outpace... yeah, we can outpace its damage, but still. We are exhausting a lot of cards. But hey, I just got an achievement, Impervious. It doesn't show up on my OBS, but... that's probably for having at least 150 block, I would imagine. I mean... I don't know any other character that could do this unless it's through this specific strategy. But... nice. That is really funny. Sure. Last fight before the boss. We're gonna have to heal. Oh, this enemy. This enemy is weird. So it has... it'll do something random. But every time you hit it, it changes what it's doing. So right now it's attacking for 15 blocking. If I do this, switches to 21 damage and blocking. Which is exactly what we have blocked, so sure. If I have to use attack potion here, I will. It's actually nice to have that, because it just, I think doing damage will change its intent. The problem with this enemy, though, sometimes you can stick it in a position where it's doing something you really don't want it to do. For example... Oh, never mind. It can also give you... I was going to say, this debuff, you actually... It sounds like it wouldn't be that bad. It's actually not what you want it to do. It gives you a permanent curse. It's like a parasite. This is fine. This is fine, yeah. The bomb doesn't change it too, that's what I thought. The bomb and stuff like that seems to just pierce right through it. I was hoping to draw a barricade here, admittedly. It's fine. Reaper would be the greedier thing to do here. The problem with doing Twin Strike is I don't know what it'll go to. It did the exact same thing. Okay. That's fine. But it's looking like we should be in an okay position. Once we rest, we'll have most of our health for the boss. And... again, though, with the barricade being in that last bit, that's... If that happens against the time boss, we are not in a good spot. I don't want the parasite. So we're not going to let it do that. That's fine. But if barricade ends up being in one of our last hands against the boss, we're in a bad spot. Like, it will not be good. I think I can just... Can I just finish the fight here? No, I can't. That's not good. I'm fine taking damage here. I just really didn't want to take the parasite. I don't even remember exactly what it does. I just remember it would be really detrimental for the rest of the run. I thought. That's okay, though. I think we even still went right about even on that fight, so... Shrug it off, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna heal. Oh. Plugged my headphones. So we're going with 72 health. That's more than the silence base health. Alright, so... Here you can see, whenever you play 12 cards, end your turn and gains 3 strength. That means that's ending my turn, it gains 3 strength. So... Obviously, dangerous stuff. I should have played that first. That's fine. But that's why I like spam cards like I was talking about during the Silent Run, the Shiv build. You just don't want to do that. All said and done, basically the fewer cards you can play, the better. In fact, I might not play Anger here because of that. Because Anger's just not a big win con for us. But you can see next turn we'll probably have to play at least 4 cards. You want to force yourself to end it cleanly, I think. Because if you ever get a turn where you can only play like 1 card, it's bad. And that, oh, okay. Mayhem counts towards that. That's good to know. Please exhaust the injury. Thank you. So obviously the boss gets stronger as time goes. But if I can stack up enough block, if Barricade ever shows up, we'll be in a good spot. We got the bomb, okay. I'm fine with exhausting Reaper. Ooh, sorry. But this game is really messing with me. That's like 3 fights in a row that it's been either last hand or last hand. It's last hand. You have got to be kidding me. Oh, this game. And exactly what I didn't want to do just happened. We only get to play Barricade next turn. And we have to play Barricade. Unless it was the top card on the deck and it's what happens with... No, okay. Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I would have loved to play Power Through. But that's just how this boss goes sometimes. You can't always avoid it. Alright, 30 damage. And we didn't... Ah! This RNG. This is why I wanted to get rid of the strikes. We aren't taking as much damage as it could be, but... it's not good. In fact, we're only taking 4. But, I can go. Oh, did he just play Power Through? No, it played True Grit. Okay. Ooh, this is tough. If I play all three of these, then I get another situation where I get to play one card, but I don't want to exhaust any of these. So, yeah, in all honesty, thinking about it, Mayhem might not be the best because I don't get to control what it is. So it could just use a strike towards my card limit. And there goes Entrench. Oh no. This card RNG is really bad. Losing Entrench there hurts me deeply. Like, really deeply. Alright. Cease a spot weakness. There's no reason not to keep stacking strength, I think. Flame Barrier. Shrug it off. True Grit. I actually would have been fine with it getting rid of Clothesline. Alright. It's basically, I genuinely think RNG at this point as to whether or not we make it through this fight. Because bad card RNG will just kill us. Good card RNG, though, will be fine. Wait, this rewind... Oh, it heals. Okay. For some reason, I thought that was like a rewind time effect where it could have knocked off some of my stuff. You want to give me... Okay. I don't need to stack more block. Let's power up Rampage. As long as we don't lose Barricade next cycle, I think we're okay. 51 damage. Meet 137 block. This is so dumb. But it's so funny. I'm not gonna do it, actually. It has 20 armor. Let's not waste turns. I want to see how much block I can get to. It's funny that we're doing something like this on a boss fight, but... Oh, just exhausted a card at random. I don't think I can die. Like... Unless I accidentally exhaust, like, Barricade or something. Not Barricade, Entrench. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be immortal at this point. So... wait. Oh, wait. If it counts the, It might just end my turn immediately because of this. Still, though, like... I mean... What's the boss gonna do? Like... Oh, that's really funny. Oh no, there goes Flame Barrier. I'm making an executive decision, though. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna stall out the boss and see how much block I can get. I wonder if there's a cap. I would assume the cap's probably $9.99, like a lot of games, but... The only downside is, eventually... Like, let's get rid of our... Oh, that's so dumb. If it forces me to play, like, the bomb or Rampage, Oh, there it goes. So the boss is dying here in a couple turns. Oh, that's so funny. I've never done this before. I knew, like, you could do a stupid strategy like this with, Barricade. I just never pulled it off. Come on, show me Entrench. Okay. As long as I get it in my next turn. We even got plus 14 drink. This is a wild run. Okay, what's left? As long as it doesn't play Cleave instantly, I should be able to get... I got an achievement called Barricaded. That's really funny. That's really funny. I don't know how you get Steam achievements to show up on OBS. I believe it would show up if I... So, a little bit of technical talk. I believe it would show up if I had the, my screen capture monitor, my monitor, not the game. So I have it set to track Slay the Spire as my screen, not my monitor. Because Slay the Spire doesn't fill up the entire monitor. That's hilarious, though. I've never done that before. We got the achievement for... It makes sense that you would get $309.99 in the same run. And you would probably have to do it with this specific Ironclad strategy, but that's so funny. That's honestly hilarious. I thought we were gonna die though this run. Like, it was close. Only 658 damage, so score-wise it wasn't a great run. Oh. Oh my gosh. There we go. So score-wise it wasn't a great run. But entertainment-wise, I had a great time. That was really funny. Oh my gosh. Alright though, guys, I will do one more run, because I do want to go back and refresh myself on all the characters. So the defect. I don't care if we lose this run, though. That's the best. Alright. So let's scout this out. So, you know what? Let's do it. So if I can even have one of these 4 question marks be a fight, as long as 2 or more aren't, I get a free relic from that. Otherwise, max HP is always really nice. So the defect has this mechanic where it has these little orb slots, and then all of them have a passive and evoke stat. Evoke is what happens when you play, like, if I have 3 orbs here and I play another orb, or I have cards that can just evoke the orb, for example, it'll do that, whereas the passive is what it'll just do naturally. So lightning is like damage, frost is block. I believe dark cooks up damage. Ooh, I like this. I believe dark cooks up damage, and then once it's evoked, it does like it does that much damage. I'm trying to think if there's another one. I will take the golden idol this early. And I will, you know what? I'll just take the damage. That's the only thing that won't be lasting, assuming I don't just die. Well, I know that was greedy, but I have a free elite fight. Oh, interesting. So this lets you store cards from this. Apparently I stored Empty Fist from the Watcher. I'm not going to use that, but that's interesting. Yeah, we do get a free elite fight. Yeah. So I've done a few different builds. I know you can do Frost build and stack a bunch of free... Yeah, I'll grab that just to show it. Free block. A lightning is what I usually do just because it's a bunch of free damage, and then I can just play defensive cards. But, as you can see, passive at the end of a turn. 3 damage. Makes that fight, which would be really annoying, really easy. Channel 1 Frost, Channel 1 Dark. So yeah, you can see Dark increases damage every turn. When evoked, it deals damage to the enemy with least HP. Whatever damage is increased. I'm actually going to grab Cool-Headed, though. But we've gotten a surprising number of orb cards early. I feel like a lot of times early on, I actually do have the issue of I'm not going to get enough orbs. So I'm sitting on that singular channel lightning card. But we've gotten quite a bit of ability to channel Frost. You can also get relics specifically to this character that will allow you to grab... Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Let's completely block out. But you can grab relics that'll give you more orb slots or less orb slots, but they're more powerful. You can get a buff called Focus as well that increases the potency of your orbs, which is actually, I really like doing that. Let's see, but you can see like Frost. At the end of turn, gain 2 block, evoke, gain 5 block. You can get some really fun builds though, where you're cycling through orbs really, really fast. For example, there's a card that every time, I want to say you take damage, you evoke a lightning. And against, like, the heart, for example, when you get all 3 of these keys, it'll attack you, like, 15 times in a row for 1 or 2 damage. I've done that before and just ended the fight with that. And it's honestly the most gratifying thing ever, I swear. But you can see, we've already got a good orb cycle. But... as always, I don't know what the actual best strategy for this character is. I'm pretty simple, so I usually just go for the channel lightning, do a bunch of damage strat. But I've been told that it's actually Frost that's generally pretty good. I really like Charge Battery. That Evoke card on the left is also pretty decent. Mob Bank, sick. Bonfire. Charge Battery, gain 10 block, that's good. Evoke your next orb twice for free. That could be good. Frost, Chill, Innate. Interesting. So Innate, I believe, means you start with it. Yeah, actually, that's not bad. So we're guaranteed for free going to get 1 Frost for every enemy in combat at the start of combat. Very helpful, actually, because that guarantees we got early block, and we have a dexterity bonus, which I don't know if that... Well, I'm not actually sure if that affects our orbs. Well, no, it does not. That's important to note. Because we still only got the 2 block from Frost. I know, so it is focus that affects the orbs then only. That's simultaneously good to know and also a little bit disappointing. But I will say, I do like this character though, because like Stack is a card that benefits you from overstuffing your deck. So it's one of those, like, even if it's not optimal to have a ton of cards in your deck, it allows me to play the way I want to. And get away with it. Basically. Which always makes me pretty happy. But honestly, even if we lose this run, not counting the daily, 1 out of 3 runs, I am fine with. That is honestly, sad as it is to say, for my skill level, not a bad thing. Especially when I get to playing, like, Ascension levels. It's actually really inconsistent for me to get wins. I remember back when I was recording, because this was one of the first games I even posted on the channel, as well as the first game I streamed live. I actually had a really hard time. Gain 2 focus. So the focus is what I was talking about. So it increases the effectiveness of the orbs, but we lose an orb slot. I don't know if that's a good idea. I mean, you can play it multiple times in a battle, so I could get to like 1 orb slot. That would be really powerful. Because like my thought would be, you obviously wouldn't want to get rid of every orb slot, but if I played that twice in a fight, then I have 4 focus with 1 orb slot, and my orbs are cycling more often, which is important to note. I'm still going to grab Recursion, but that's an interesting thought. It is. I just don't know if I'm going to do it. Can Recursion become free? Yep. I'm a big fan of making cards free unless you have some kind of limitation like that energy relic we had last time. The question is, do I want to fight an elite? If I fight an elite, it's almost guaranteed it'll be either the ogre or the shell thing. I'm actually going to not do it. Ordinarily, I'm a big fan of fighting every elite early. I think that's usually a good strategy in games like roguelikes where you get permanent buffs like relics. But I want to see if I can get away with not healing. Is the thing. Listen, I'm gonna play safe here. Ordinarily, I would play very risky on the first floor, because if you lose the run, it is what it is. But genuinely, my thought here is, I want to see... Oh, wow. I really want to see if I can get through this first floor boss without resting. Be really greedy, upgrade another card. You could argue that's not as good as a relic, which you would probably be correct. But actually, now I'm thinking about that's probably what I should have done. I was also just not sure if I would survive. But hindsight being what it is, it's the first floor. I probably should have just done that. Alright, get rid of one of these and gain 10 block. I love Stack. It's just bad when Stack is like the first card you get in a deck cycle. But when you're getting to like last round where we end with about 30 cards, that card alone can give you so much block, it's kind of insane. The problem with our current system is we have way more ability to generate Frost Orbs than we do Lightning Orbs. Which is good defensively. But it does put me in a situation where I'm not getting that passive damage, so I'm turtling up, but I'm not doing anything with it. Unlike what I did with Ironclad, where I was able to turtle up and just occasionally use an attack. And I mean very occasionally use an attack, like the bomb. Not exactly the case here. But we'll see. Yeah, there's interesting stuff. Like, for example, if we get the relic that lets us have a skill innately, you don't want Stack. You know? Just cool little interactions like that I always find fun. What's good for one strategy or character can be terrible for another. Here we finally got a Zap back. But yeah, I think if we're going to go for a strategy like this, Orb Cycle, we do want, again, focus, maybe some Orb slots, or even less if we're cycling. But we need more ability to generate Lightning Orbs and or Dark Orbs. Because otherwise, if we're just channeling a bunch of Frost and not actually making anything out of it, it's not the best. Because against some enemies like this, it's not punishing. Against enemies like bosses or ones that buff themselves, will die. So, we'll see. Good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's only that Zap card that we can use to channel lightning. I guess, like, the one that channels the same one you get. So, buffer. Prevent the next time you lose HP. That can be really good. Deal 5 damage. You played less than 3 cards this turn. Okay. Grab that. It's basically 3 damage. And you still replace the card. Barrier could be really good, but... yeah, why not? I don't know. I'm a big fan of cards that let you cycle, too. This is dangerous. Because against a boss like this, we want to have a bunch of lightning orbs and power, I think. But... I'm kind of tempted to just play these. As you saw the last couple times we fought this, I mean... if we don't take this thing out early enough, it's going to annihilate us. And like here, for example, we can't do enough damage, I don't think, so... yeah, we wouldn't have been able to. So... ow. Debuff. I don't know what negative effect it actually wants to do there. Not a huge issue, but... not really point in channeling a Frost here. Not really point in doing that either. Yeah, this is going to be a bit iffy. We could die here. This is going to be my last run for sure, though, I think. Because I got to be up early in the morning. But we'll see. Channel of Frost. I would have played the stronger defend if I'd known. It doesn't matter, though. I do think that the 6 Thorns could play well in our favor if we get stuck with a bunch of Frost Orbs, though, for sure. And luckily, evoking orbs and such doesn't actually count against us. I'm not going to play FTL. Well, what do we have left? If I draw a stack, FTL is worth it. Alright. Thanks, game. I was going to say, if we drew it like a strike there, it would not have been worth it to use FTL there, because we only do 4 damage in using that. But we would have taken quite a bit more in return. Trying to think. Do this. Evoke this for block. Actually, I think I didn't do that right. Did I waste an energy there? I know my evoke the one is free. Ow. At least the Thorns came back and bit that thing hard. We've been getting surprisingly good luck with stack being towards the end of the draw pile, though. Where it's got more value. Alright. Charge battery. FTL. Cool-headed. Defend plus. Okay. I think we can make it out of this fight alive. Fingers crossed. Alright, what have we got? Alright, evoke this one twice for a ton of block. Get another lightning cycled. Defend. Get a free strike because we're going to use that. Unironically, if we didn't have a stack plus, I think we would have died. Already. I mean, we could still very much die. Yeah. Oh no, oops. So I miscounted my energy. And I died because of it. I would have survived with 1 health. You know what? We'll do one more run. That was on me. For some reason I thought I had enough energy to do all the strikes and the that's really awkward. I will say though, let's do another silent run. We only really won with the Ironclad. Yeah, that's really awkward. Just a me being me moment. Alright, free random call. Hey! I don't know why Maw Bank is showing up so much. Alright, so I kind of want to go question... I just love the question mark path. It's just... it feels like it's safe. And you, sometimes get really good stuff out of it. Man, I'm just kicking myself a bit about that. Because we had the basis for an actually kind of interesting run. there on the defect. But the defect is one of those characters that I really do struggle with. Like, there's some good cards in the defect's arsenal, though. So the defect can get a card that, like, I know I mentioned, like, the lightning cycle strategy I did. That's usually what I do. There's a card that, like, heals it once per battle for, like, 7 health. Few others, like, there's potentially some really strong utility in that kit. But we'll see. I'm still just happy that we got one successful run, because I'm just not that good at this game. So, getting one successful run, legitimately out of like 4 or 5 for me, especially, again, once I'm doing Ascension 3, 4. I mean, people go up to 20, I think is the cap, unless they've raised it since. So people do much better than that. Oh, we're going to take 12 damage here. But for my skill level, especially if I'm not playing for legitimately, like, I started up the stream first time I booted it up in like 4 months. I'm more than happy to have a low win rate as long as I get a win. Let's see, let's take... I want to do a Shiv run really bad, actually. I just don't... I mean, you could probably tell from that fight. If we get... if we were to get... Yeah, sure. Take the heals. The time boss at the end of the 3rd floor, it would be really bad. Yeah, sure. Because I can just immediately remove that curse. Alright, what do we got? Dagger throw's nice. I like flying knee. Ooh, thorns. Ritual's basically a guarantee that we win the fight that we take ritual into. Apply 6 poison. Poison potion would be good if we had even one poison card. Or if there was one here. I think I'm going to grab this and this. Poison card's still good. I will say we did immediately waste up that Maw Bank. That's fine. It let us get rid of the curse immediately, but it is a bit disappointing to get rid of that. So our options here are fight 2 elites, including a more difficult one, which could kill us, or go double bonfire, although we'll still get one, but at this point we'll probably have to use it to heal. I mean, I could fight all 3 elites on the 1st floor here, and I would probably die. Hey, we have the only other 1st floor boss we haven't seen. I mean, we had a short run last time. It could be another short run here. Like, the poison potion won't do anything here. This is admittedly kind of concerning. Not a big fan of this fight. Especially since they have regen. Similar to... I guess now that I think about it, though, every other turn they'll be attacking my thorns, so they'll be knocking off their regen. That much worth of health. The problem is we have no AoE. I think the main AoE card for this character is like Dagger Rain or something like that. Which is concerning. But as long as we're whittling down one of the ones that attacks at the same time, eventually we'll be okay. The issue is when this fight takes this long, which it will with what we have, we end up with so many of these dazed that it actually, you can lose a huge chunk of HP. The thought would be, though, that, you know, we're gonna be able to get some value out of the relics we get, and we can heal out the bonfires this floor. It's basically trading in potential, like, if we get really lucky, we might not even have to heal, but I doubt it, because we have no sustain. But the thought would be that, those relics hopefully balance out the lack of upgrading a card, you know, at the, resting spots, bonfires. You never know, it's not always actually the case, but... Yeah, see, and it's already begun. And the issue is, too, this regen's gonna extend the fight even more. Legitimately, I might use my poison potion on one of these. We'll see. Because it's not even like, if they were attacking ironically every turn, it'd be negating that, but we'd also die. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Because this is the start of where we're actually going to start taking a ton of damage. Not a whole lot I can do except use the poison potion. I don't want to use it until I start focusing down one of the other sentries, though. Because then we're wasting some of those poison ticks. But as you can see, we're not really even getting a choice in what we choose to do. I wanted to save the poison potion too for one of the other ones, because if we do choose to fight, I might not at this point, but if we did choose to fight all 3 elites and could get away with it, we know the other 2 are single target, like single enemy bosses. Alright, game. But the scary part is you have to consider, though, we have 13 cards in our deck. Right now, I mean, the days do go away, thankfully, after they've been in our hand once, but they're giving us 2 every single time they attack as well. Sorry, right now there's 23 cards between these 2, and we only have 13 cards in our deck. So, and right now, like, ideally I think I'd get like 1 strike and 2 defense, because I need to mitigate any damage I can. I'd rather this fight take an extra few turns, which is going to take a long time, and not take any more damage, than get this fight over with a little bit faster and get chunked down some more. Because there's a very real chance if we fight the next elite, we die. That's kind of the path we chose, to be fair. Oh my gosh. I can't kill it because of that. That's unfortunate. It's fine. We still have more than enough block here. Oh, it'll die to poison. Never mind. Unless... Okay. I wasn't sure poison or regenerate kicked in first. It's nice to get the weaken, though, before it attacks. But yeah, quite a bit of damage. Honestly, this fight, pretty rough. Like, almost half our health. And in all seriousness, part of the reason we took so much damage was because the regenerate made this fight stretch on a lot longer than it needed to. Because if they didn't have that, you have to consider they'd have been losing 3 health and getting chipped down, even with us not attacking them, because of our thorns. But as things stand... What cards do we have left for next turn? Okay. Just rough. And like card RNG becomes really a factor because this is so early on into the run that there's not a whole lot you can do in terms of deck diversity. And so like there, we drew 2 defense, you know, with no ability to really use either of them because it was an off DPS turn. But here's to hoping we get a good relic to make it all worth it. Especially the fact that this is gonna... Oh boy. We had 4 strikes out of the... There were 15 cards in the deck there, and 4 of them were strikes, and we drew none of them. And any one of them would have ended the fight. Oh, thank goodness. I was going to be really sad if I didn't get one the next turn. Here we go. There's that key. I'm still not doing it. So an additional card reward, Blessing of the Forge is good. See, there's the AoE. I'll still grab it. I don't know how helpful it is. The primary reason you would grab that card is for that elite. But it's fine. I'm going to rest here just to make sure, hopefully, that we don't die to the next elite. I'm hoping it's Ogre Boy. Yeah, I was going to say. Reason being, Ogre Boy's a DPS race. The other one can actually debuff you, and it can be an issue. The Blessing of the Forge gave us an extra 9 damage there. Upgraded the next cycle of all those cards, too. This is what I'm talking about. I think we just eat this 4 damage attack. But then we might play some block next turn. It goes back to that, if you do block too early, it's going to gain a bunch of strength and hurt a lot. Kind of like that. But, for example, oh, I don't have enough energy. But for example, there, you know, we're still taking 6 damage. But if I'd been able to block again, I guess I could have probably just finished the fight and it wouldn't have mattered. So, another example of me maybe I've been able to save just a little bit more damage if I'd played that better. Yeah, I was hoping for some Shiv cards because that was the build I was thinking about going for. No more cards. Okay, so we get 2 cards now. We won't be spoiled for choice. I mean, we won't be lacking, hopefully, for choice in cards. The question is, do we take the 3rd elite fight? Because we won't be able to heal beforehand. We'll have at least 1 more fight, if not 2. And we know which one it is, and it's the one that I don't want to fight. So, I hate to chicken out, but we've already fought 2 elites on the first floor. That's actually That's not bad. It's really not. Alright, we should be able to kill this, yep, next turn before it attacks us. I just realized too, it's kind of dumb because I've been streaming for a few hours now, but it does show you when the last version update was, so this game has been updated probably at least a couple of times since I played it last. I'd have to check the patch notes and see what they actually changed. Alright, what have we got? Backstab, I actually really like Backstab. Crippling Cloud would be really good if we were playing Poison. Like I said, I want to try and just show something different. Even if we lose, I want to show the Shiv build. Quick Slash was the only thing I was considering there. I kind of want to upgrade. We can just go for a quick free 15 damage, which is funny. I'm going to go for my crowd control here. I do think that the Silence best build is probably Poison. But I need practice in all seriousness with other builds so that when I'm in a position that I can't force it, which to be fair, there's enough poison options for the Silent that you usually can, but I want to put myself in a position where I know how to play other builds. Because like for example, that block build, like I was saying on the Ironclad, we got a really fun win even if it was Ascension 0. I've never done that build before. I've almost always gone for like Demon Form or Strength build through Spot Weakness. So it's cool to see. Infant Blades is a Shiv card deck. Shivs deal an additional 4 damage. Perfect. So we'll get a free Shiv. Once both those powers are done, we'll basically get a free 8 damage Shiv every turn. Super nice. Alright, so I can... So I'd love to get one of these two down, but if I just kill this thing, I block 7 damage and a debuff. Whereas if I played block, I would have only saved 5 and I would have taken the slime debuff. I don't know if I need to heal before the boss this floor. I believe it was Flame Boss, the only one we haven't shown so far this stream. Hilarious enough for the first floor. So, could be interesting. I will find it hilarious, though, if we make it to the final boss and we do get Time Boss. The last one on the third floor that I know we haven't seen is... They're called Deka and Donu. It's literally like a... I'm trying to remember. One of them's a donut. But the other one is... I want to say it was like a diamond shape? But they're basically like... It's hard to explain. It's just the only... It's like a big pair boss and they both have a ton of health. Kind of funny, honestly. Alright, what have we got? Dash isn't bad. This one is terrible for long fights. Grab dash. I like blur. Already got 20 cards. We might end up with a very inconsistent deck. Oh, that would have been so good. This makes elite fights very easy. Caltrops. This is basically just... it let me stack thorns. The question is, do I stack thorns here, or do I go... Ritual? Ritual would be better for the immediate boss fight. Caltrops would be better in the long run. And this boss does attack multi-hit. So, I am going to smith. If I die, so be it. That's basically my thought right now. Now we innate start with the, this and the Shiv. But yeah, basically this boss's flames will light up. You don't see them now, but they'll light up over time. And that's kind of like an indicator of what it'll do. But we immediately got set up with the free Shivs and Shivs dealing additional damage, so that's pretty nice. You can see right now it's at 6, so it does that 6 times. And it's going to hurt a lot. But, like I was saying, thanks to our thorns, not a stellar amount of damage, but it is nice. Not bad. I do believe it gives me burn. Yeah, okay. So we do need to be careful here. I mean, if we aren't, we could very easily die. As always with every boss, but I just don't think I can rely too much on stalling out this particular boss. Because we didn't heal greedily before this fight. So, just gotta keep stuff like that in mind. Sorry about that. I'm getting these little micro freezes and I don't know what it is, but it is annoying for sure. Luckily, I can discard the bird. That's pretty nice. Yeah, the big multi-hit, if I can get enough block or most of it, those thorns will just chonk it. Because right now, with the power and our relic, we do deal 6 damage every time we get hit. Here we can go full out offensive because it's not attacking. This is why, by the way, I feel the need to have enemy intention showed up. If I was a better player, maybe I wouldn't need it. But that one relic is too much for me to be comfortable with. Good time for that. Weak would be really nice, though, if I got it right before the big 6 flame attack, because it will probably do that at least one more time. And I do want to save this for the next floor, actually. Explosive Potion's really good crowd control. Yeah, if I can get, like, stacking of a couple of these powers, ship build can be really fun. You can get builds where you literally just throw, like, 10. And it's the funniest thing, I swear. Yeah, here we go. We won't die, at least. In fact... Does it die to my... It dies to my thorns, yeah. That's funny. But yeah, that fight was a lot less close than I was worried it might be. What have we got? Whenever you play a card, gain 1 block. That's nice. Whenever you play a card, deal 1 damage. Actually, this is the defensive play. 1,000 cuts with shiv build is hilarious. Unless the enemy has thorns themselves, in which case it hurts a lot. Transform 3 cards and upgrade them. Start each combat confused. That's not good for Shiv build. Shiv's part of the big thing for them is that they're free. Randomizing the cost can make them not. So, I'm going to try Astrolabe. Reason being, I'm just going to get rid of 3 strikes and hope that they turn into something good. Okay. So we got Wraith Form, we saw that. So we get 3 turns of taking 1 damage, but we'll slowly lose block. So that's timing's going to have to be really important. We got Bullet Time. Basically, you play it. You can play everything in your hand. But you can't play anything. You can't draw any more cards. Unplayable if this card is discarded from your hand. I really doubt I'll be discarding that very often. We got the Champion. I'm going to be honest. This run's kind of scuffed because I don't know how to play this, this style of Silent, but yeah, we'll go this way. Sometimes I just pick away on a whim. I do want to save this, though, for if I get, like, especially the birds. The birds are what really scare me for that. I guess I could have bullet timed here, but let's see what I like. Survivor, though, the issue is Survivor is the only way right now I have to discard that one unplayable card. Which is annoying. Here we go. So shivs deal additional damage. Throw this out. Throw this out. But if I could get another 1 or 2 powers for free shivs, maybe 1 more of the extra shiv damage, would be pretty fun. 1,000 cuts here is actually... Yeah, I'll take it. Wait, actually, I wonder if that counts as the end of turn. And if it does, is that even helpful? It doesn't, I was going to say, because then you draw 3 cards and it'd be the end of your turn anyway. Ow. That did not feel good. Then, Caltrops at this point is a bit of a moot point. Do that. And that. More damage than I would have liked, because again, this character doesn't have any innate sustain. Finisher can be really good. If I get more shields, I'm going to grab a defensive card. I guess we're going to grab another one. 2 backflips. If I can get some better energy relics, that's helpful. Yeah. I just don't think I'm going to use Reflex. It could be really good and it's upgraded, but I just don't think I will. I will say, though, getting rid of our strikes, though, really hurts it if we get that vampire event. I would be kind of sad if we did. And I'm going to use both these on these thieves. Because these things hurt. Like, a lot. Right. Oh, I guess backflip. I should have played backflip first. Because then I would have had 2 more cards to play. I didn't even think about that. I just didn't realize that I had bullet time. And I was like, oh, let's show it off. Alright. Yeah, that hurts. This is going to hurt too, though. Haha. Look at how much damage our ships do. Oh, we have 2 strengths. Oh, right, from our potion. Alright. Barely took any chip damage there. Helpful. Blade Dance, yep. And... oh, I really love this card. I mean, we have the knife throwing build. It's not arguably the best one, but... I can steal this because I have the Omamori. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The next 2 boss change you guys, yeah. Have you no shame? Not really. Honestly, at this point, not really. Alright. Sick. Bullet time, we go. Lead with 1,000 cuts. I wonder, I don't know if 1,000 cuts upgraded does 2 damage per every card, or if it's, if it's just cheaper to play. I'd honestly take either. Like, it's just funny. You get to see how many cards we get to play. They're not even doing that much. It's just somewhat gratifying. As they heal a bunch. Ah, and they're going for it again. Blade Dance. And you see, I just... it's so much fun, I swear. I don't even know why. Just... I don't know. Maybe it's just the sensation of playing like a card game and getting to click something this much, I swear. Like, it's just... kind of funny. At this point, Wraith form wouldn't be that bad, but... well, it wouldn't be necessary, but that's what I'm talking about is Wraith form. The issue I have with it is it feels like I need to use it towards the end of the fight, or when I absolutely need it. Which is probably the point. So Piercing Well's good, Deflect is good. I'm just going to keep taking free cards. More cow drops. This is such a dumb build. This should not work. If I win this run, I'm actually going to be really sad because I'm just memeing. I was curious. 2 damage. That could be really good at 4 shivs. I mean, that's also potentially good. Shivs deal 6 damage. That's also... I have a lot of meaningful upgrades. I'm going to upgrade 1,000 cuts. I don't know what would have technically been the biggest DPS upgrade out of everything there, but... you know what? I let you mug me last time. This is basically just a meme run. Come on, let's do it. I didn't start with bullet time this time. That's crazy. Right, we will 110% be taking some damage here. Maybe I could have applied vulnerable and killed him. I don't remember what these guys do. I do believe if I win this, though, I get that guy's mask. Although I don't think it's a very good relic. Alright, now they're all attacking, but I can do this. And this. And this. Well, this is gonna hurt, actually. I was gonna upgrade at the next bonfire. I might have to heal. I mean, I have 6 thorns, like... redouble deflect. Ugh. Yeah, that double dexterity loss hurts. It really, really does. And we played that many block cards and we're still taking 3 damage. When we would have been overcapped by like a few. There's 1,000 cuts. Yeah, to be safe, I might heal. Yeah, at the start of combat, apply 1 week. So it's their opening move is weaker. I am actually gonna skip here. Although we're not gonna win this run. I swear, it's not gonna happen. Right, unplayable curse cards cannot be played. Okay. Start each combat. That's nice. I love Lantern. It's a no strings attached extra energy. So good. So good. Right, what have we got? What would be the most meaningful thing? Caltrops deals 5 damage back. It would also be hilarious to try a Caltrops build, but I don't think it'd be very viable. It'd take just such a specific, like, you need like 3 Caltrops, maybe like Thorns on the Silent, and then just defensive cards. That's one of those builds I think you could arguably do if you just got really, really lucky. And or unlucky, depending on the way you view it, and that's what the game gave to you. I don't actually think it would go very well. Yeah, the immediate weaken's nice. I do think we take out the Cultist first. Okay. Cloak and Dagger, maybe? Or... Actually, yeah, that's enough block. I guess it would have been the same amount of damage and block, pretty much anyways. Because we didn't need the extra block and... Wait, did I have another card? I had another enemy. I'm an idiot. And Lantern is only the first turn, I guess, but it's still helpful. Not really a reason. Well, backflip first. Now not really a reason not to bullet time. We got nothing out of that, but... It gave us all of our defensive cards and we're taking 6 damage. Ah, that's unfortunate. But bullet time really can be really good. Hex, what's that? I played a non-attack card shuffle of days. That's fine. That just means we gotta attack. Well, except for this. We do need to be careful, though, because we are in the path where we have to fight another elite. Uh-oh. Oh, this is gonna hurt. And this is gonna hurt a lot, actually. Yeah, 15 damage. I was about to say, because we're in a path where we don't get a choice. We have to fight another elite. I may have made a mistake. Okay, backflip. And all of the days showed up because we didn't have very many cards left in our deck. That's okay. Alright. I don't think I need another dagger spray. Don't need poison. I'll take another blade dance. Oh boy. Alright. Oh, I was just about to say too, I don't want a question mark fight. I should have said it a second earlier and maybe the game would have listened to me. At least I'm not attacking. So as always, infinite blades. Free backstab. Dagger spray. Die, and a finisher. 8 damage for each. Actually, do it on this enemy. Nice. They're both weak. I could have stopped this debuff, but that heavily knocks down this enemy. Because it's going to keep stacking up that block. 25, geez. Throw that. Do that. That and that. We absolutely don't want to take any more damage before this elite, because the elite's probably going to, if not kill us, bring us really low. Immediately does that. Okay, I'd need to deal 27 damage here. I could do 10 damage with these two. Next, or 10 there. I don't think I can. Yeah, this is not good. I should have gone full defensive, actually. There's a possibility I got another... Dang it. Right after I said that, I made a big mistake there. I still would have taken a little bit of damage, but I thought... Oh! That actually wasn't as bad. Hey, add 3 shifts. Jeez. I'm not going for another Caltrops. I need to stop adding cards. Get Jax. Lose 3 HP, gain 2 strength. I don't want to do that. We have no sustain. So I could get this, which is at basically it's 3 strength for just the first turn of every thing, which isn't bad, but that's our setup turn. Or transform 2 cards. I'll actually do it. Reason being, we start with die, die, die. So even if it is our setup turn, it's not the worst thing in the world. And we can use it with this Cunning Potion, which I will be using here. Because I don't want to die. Oh wait, we don't start with die, die, die. Why did I think it was... Alright, so here's the plan. You have that. Do this. Do this. Neutralize the one that's doing the most damage. Throw all the shivs at this guy. Focus down this one. Okay. Not a bad first turn. We'll take a little bit of damage, but not bad. Yeah, this, we made more use out of this than I thought we would. I think if you upgrade die, 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 maybe it becomes an 8. That or I've just had it in 8 through, like, lightning in a bottle or whatever that one was. Here's a perfect chance probably to use, well... If I use dash, that covers all but 3 of the damage, and then I could use survivor. So you know what? And actually, if we kill this thing, then it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay, never mind. I was thinking about using Wraithform there. It's just hard to find. That's a really, like... I could see situations, especially with Thorns. Like, if I stacked Thorns and it was a multi-hit enemy, it could be insanely good. The issue is, I feel like most of the time, it's just not. Yeah, Finisher on a good turn could be hilarious. First attack does 8 additional damage, okay. I'm gonna pass. One of the defensive cards is gonna be good. I have to heal here, otherwise I will die. Problem is with lower max HP on like the Silent, it is a 30% max HP generally. There are relics that change that upgrade, so it is not the best. It is nice that we're not doing poison build against the champion though, I suppose. I don't think it's actually been that much of an issue, granted, when we've done it. But we're just not limited by it shedding our poison. We're just limited by it slamming its sword right into our face and killing us, but, you know. Like, I don't want to Wraith Form this early, you know? It would save me a lot of damage here, but I don't want it. I don't think it's a good idea. It does have 5 Metallicize, though. That's not good. Alright, 1,000 cuts. This is a perfect time to do it while it's buffing. Blade Dance. We've got all our setup up, so... I don't know, though. I'm sure you could do a shiv build with multiple 1,000 cuts. I think it'd just be hard to get, even harder to get set up. Because you consider we have, like, what, 4 or 5 powers now to get set up? That we have to find a safe time to do it for. Do this. The only problem is if I do bullet time, I don't think I get the shift from here. Still not a big deal, I don't think. Oh, we do get the shift. Oh, because it's not drawing, it's adding it to our hand. Imagine if we had Finisher, though, on a turn like that. Would be crazy. Okay, that's gonna not be good. Okay, we made us vulnerable for 2 turns and then didn't attack. There's Finisher. Buff. I don't think he can be going into second phase this early. That'd be insane. I'd be pretty sad if he was already going to second phase. Okay. Just giving more strength so he slaps us harder. That's okay. Still no on Wraithform, I think. Still probably not. Alright, only taking 2 damage now. That's good. Ow. I'm just waiting, because this is definitely second phase. And we got Finisher on a bad turn for it. That's okay. Blade Dance? I was hoping for Blade Dance. Alright. Oh, we'll have to see. We could very easily lose this fight depending on what the champion chooses to do. Guys, it's got +8 strength. Oh, well, we'll survive this hit. I mean, we will... we'll live. Just a flesh wound, If I'd face tanked that, it would have been all but one of my health. Yeah, it really depends on what the champion chooses to do, though. I mean, this is its big attack. But we have 15 health. It has a quarter. We received... Okay. I think we just died, didn't we? Yeah, we're... Oh, that's really disappointing. Yeah, we have just enough block that will die exactly. What was the last card, by the way? Oh, I can't see. Inconceivable. That's okay. That is what, genuinely, I think that the, knife, spam build for, the, silent can be really, really fun. But we didn't do it quite correctly. Part of it was, we didn't get a good bullet time at the end. I don't know what that last card was. If it was a block, then we actually were really unlucky. Because we would have needed to get both those blocks, but that's okay. Either way, guys, I'm still really happy. We started out with that fun daily run. Daily runs are honestly usually pretty fun in this game. I don't know when it resets. In an hour. But I can definitely suggest those if you're struggling. And then, I mean, you could see we're only on Ascension 3 or 4 on most of our characters. It goes up to 20, and that's if they haven't raised the cap. 4 months or so ago when I last streamed this game, it actually might have been a little bit longer now, the cap was 20. And I don't know what every single level adds, but you could see, again, these Ascension levels do get pretty crazy. I mean, elites, normals, elites, deadlies. I mean, if it's constantly buffing all those, it can be a huge problem. But either way, guys, I am going to go ahead and end this stream there. I don't know what I'll stream next weekend. I'm kind of at that point where, because I'm so busy during the week with my job and everything, I'm still trying to figure out. I'm planning on saving up money for a year before getting back into school. So I'm wanting to get into a shorter program, accelerated almost program. And if I can, then it's going to be really hard to work throughout that. I was working part-time while I was in college these past few semesters, but decided to take a couple of semesters off. Probably is upcoming too, so I'll probably for some time just be streaming on weekends. Like I was mentioning last week, probably a good number of roguelikes, maybe some Genshin. I probably won't stream. I know the new patch goes live. I am planning on rolling for Nahida and eventually Dea. Those are the big ones I'm looking for. I probably won't stream those or record them just because I don't know if I'll have time, unless I save it for the end of the week. But maybe we'll play some Genshin or something, or a roguelike on Saturday or Sunday. But I will catch you guys later. Yeah, thanks for everyone who stopped by. As always, watch the VOD and everything. It's actually been really nice doing this on YouTube, where I don't have to worry about uploading the VOD, because that takes forever. Saves me a lot of time, because again, I have to be up super early in the morning every weekday, and I don't get home until 5:36, and I'm up at 6:37 in the morning. But I'm making good money, so that's always a plus. But anyways, I will catch you guys next time. Bye.